And we are live. Well, we're supposed to have a talk today on comic books and why Marvel is failing drastically. And I'm here together with Magnus. And all the other people
Hello.
who said that they would come aren't here. So that's fun.
Yeah, they talk a good game, but when it comes down to it, they don't show up.
Yeah, it's too bad, really. But there you have it. So, comic books. When's the last time you read a comic book, Magnus?
I don't know. I think that was about the time my balls dropped.
That's a long time ago.
It feels like it. No, I think I was in my late 20s the last time I actually read one, let alone bought one.
Okay. And which one did you read?
Oh shit, I don't even remember.
I must have
I mean,
been-
comic books have never really been that big of a deal with me.
Okay.
You know, when I was a kid, they were great, but I don't know, they just kind of lost their appeal over time, and I just kind of wandered off and forgot about it.
Yeah, I can say that's the same for me. To be honest, I used to read them well almost religiously. I had a subscription to Peter Parker. I had a subscription to Amazing Spider-Man, and I had a subscription to the X-Men. And I would buy the Avengers. What's it? Scarlet Witch. Cloak and Dagger. Those I would buy. Fantastic Fours from time to time, not often.
Well,
So,
back
yeah.
in the '80s, comic books were highly amusing, and they've just kind of devolved over time. I guess I don't know.
Well, they made great stories as well. I mean, they were good fun. They really were. And when they started making movies of the comic books, and it started, I think, with well, first it was DC with Batman and Superman, but then eventually Marvel started doing it too with Spider-Man and X-Men. No, not X-Men. Sorry.
Well,
Yes,
back in the day, there were very, very few comic book movies. I mean, you'd see them. Yeah,
Sorry.
back in my day, you'd see these movies advertised, and you'd see, like, oh my God, they're making a Captain America movie, or they're making, Fantastic Four or whatever, and then you'd watch it, and you could lie to yourself all you wanted to, but then at the end, you always had to say, God, that movie fucking sucked.
Yeah, that's true though. I mean, and they always well, they try to fit in everything. But if we look at it the last let's say 10, 15 years, diversity suddenly had to become a major part of it too, which is weird because there always was diversity, but the diversity that was in comic books somehow wasn't enough.
Well,
So
that's because the diversity was kind of natural, the way they did it back in those days. It wasn't forced, where it's like, well, I've got this great story. Yeah, that's great, but you're going to have to add in a couple of tokens, which that's what social justice is created as tokenism.
well, yes,
Instead of it being natural and well written,
yeah.
they made it to be forced so that it actually sucks.
Yeah, it seems that way. Yeah, it's quite annoying though because if for example I look back at the X-Men, especially at the time when I was reading it, the X-Men were pretty diverse. Oh, by the way, hi there Empire, hi there Carlos, and hi there Sicko. Welcome to our comic book stream. Back to what I was saying. Yeah, the comic books, X-Men, it was really diverse. But even in Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man and Peter Parker Spider-Man, because they were two different comics based on the same person, obviously. There was
Oh yeah.
still diversity in there, but yeah, there were black people in there. There were black heroes in there. There were black thugs in there, because reality. I mean, everything somehow fitted. If we look, for example, at the creation story of Cloak and Dagger, which is a terrible story in all fairness, but it fits. It makes sense. If we look at the Black Panther, King of Wakanda, it's over the top, but it fits.
Well, yeah,
But,
because I mean, it's a little bit of mysticism mixed in with like sort of folklorish kind of elements, and that's what made it work.
yeah, it's kind of like Luke Cage, which is also a very old character. I know he got a show not too long ago, but it's an old character. It fits. It made sense, and somehow, yeah, people seem to have forgotten that. And now, no, we need diversity. So Thor needs to become a woman, and Spider-Man. Well, yeah, the white Spider-Man is gone, but the black Spider-Man now comes over from an alternate reality because reasons.
Because reasons and retardedness. That's what it is.
Yes. Hell, I mean, if we look at the last Fantastic Four movies, Johnny Storm is black. The character has been white for forever. I mean, Sue Storm is his sister. She is...
Yeah.
Well, she's not white anymore either because she's now a mixed-race girl. But fair enough, I can live with that. But then at least make Johnny Storm a mixed-race guy as well.
Well, yeah, but they're not going to do that because they bitch about people whitewashing characters whenever they put a white actor in the lead role of a movie character that was written in Japan or something. And I'm like, so what do we call it when they turn a white character black? Is that blackballing?
Yeah, seems that way. And
I mean, it's so still like here's the thing. They got Samuel L. Jackson playing Nick Fury.
Which was a white guy.
I was growing up. Yeah, I was going to say, all the time I was growing up, Nick Fury was whiter than my ass.
And don't get me wrong, I like Nick Fury as Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury. He's doing a good job. I'm not going to say
I don't have
he's
a
not.
problem with. I don't have a problem with it because they got a good actor to play him. But,
yeah, but there is already a movie about Nick Fury. I think it came somewhere in the 90s. That dude is white. Because according to the story, he's white. And okay, so they changed, for example, Ghost Rider. He used to be a white biker, and now he's a Latino in a Charger.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, fair enough. I can understand that because the story of the Ghost Rider is that he's not one person. Basically, being the Ghost Rider is a curse.
Yeah, I could deal with that, but the problem is he's always supposed to be like some kind of it's always been a motorcycle that he rode, not a fucking car.
No. If you look back in the Ghost Rider the Ghost Rider storyline, they already once said that there was, for example, also a Ghost Rider on a horse in the Wild West.
But that was kind of the thing. It was supposed to be like the rider, we've replaced horses with motorcycles, but it still fits the profile.
Yeah, but so the car thing I was a little bit upset about too because it doesn't make sense. But hey, fair enough. At the same time that he went from a white Ghost Rider to a Latino Ghost Rider, to me, in this case, it doesn't matter because you can have multiple Ghost Riders. The storyline already says there are multiple Ghost Riders.
Yeah, there have been different ones all throughout. They even had the old Ghost Rider in with the new one in, and I'm not talking about just like the movie where they had the one riding the horse. I'm talking about they actually had a point where Johnny Blaze, the original Ghost Rider, showed up to I forgot what his name is. But the newer Ghost Rider, rode with the old Ghost Rider, even though the old Ghost Rider was no longer Ghost Rider.
Yeah. So, I mean, but the story then at least makes sense. But now, the son of Odin is a woman because the guy wasn't worthy.
Well, and I've told people this 1,000 times. There was one point where they did a what if story where the X-Men character Rogue, instead of stealing Miss Marvel's powers, she got a hold of Thor and absorbed all his life essence. And the story was pretty good. I mean, it was, what happened, and Odin eventually had to accept that now instead of a son, he has a daughter. And she kept the powers of Thor at the end of the comic book, but, they at least had a decent story on how that happened, how it evolved.
Yeah.
The story itself was good.
Yeah, but then, then it makes sense. I mean, you might not like it, but at least it makes sense.
Well, and that I remember a long time ago, well, about a couple of years ago, me and some people were talking about it, and I said, look, it would make far more sense if it turned out that this is all a big plot by Loki to completely destroy Thor's power so that he wouldn't be a thorn in his ass anymore. And, by giving his hammer and powers to that woman, it was somehow corrupting the hammer and devolving Thor's powers until Loki could completely take her out and remove Thor from his life completely.
Are we talking about the new Femme Thor?
Well, we're talking about stuff
all
over. And welcome, by the way, nobody.
Hey guys.
Nobody, what you're supposed to call her is whore, WHOR. She ain't Thor.
Here's the thing. I didn't read much of her stuff, but the stuff that I did read, or the stuff that I did get exposed to, was what Comic Historian reviewed that she was in. And it didn't really seem to bug me. It just kind of felt a little weird.
Yeah, the thing that bugs me is that Thor is the son of Odin. Period.
Well, it's because Marvel threw in that stupid ass stipulation that
Thor's
he only
powers.
has the powers of, Thor only has his powers while he's got that fucking hammer.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's not the first time we've seen someone use Thor's hammer or get his powers, for instance. Take Beta Ray Bill, for example. He's not even Asgardian.
Nope.
So
he couldn't hold on to the powers, though.
He got his own hammer.
Yeah.
Well, there was a frog Thor, for fuck's sakes.
Yes, that is true. Oh, that was.
It was a frog that had it was a frog that had a little hammer and Thor outfit, and it was actually kind of cool, to be honest.
Was this in the same universe as Peter Porker and Iron Mouse?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I can't remember. I don't think so. I loved how the whole idea that if you can hold the hammer, you are worthy. Blah 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 blah. In Avengers, the comic book series, even well before it was done in a movie, Vision, a robot, was able to wield Thor's hammer. Well, not wield it because he didn't fight with a hammer. He just handed it to Thor. No one could pick it up. And he just gave it to him.
You could theoretically infer he could wield it in battle by the fact
if you can pick it up, you can wield it.
Yeah.
So Vision, 100% is worthy.
Yeah.
Are we now going to get a Vision Thor?
Well, now, to be honest, though, they did have a little nod in the movie when Steve Rogers budged the hammer a little bit. That was a nod to back when Captain America actually had a stint of being Thor in the comic books.
Well, Captain America was able to lift the hammer in the comic books.
Yeah.
Because he was
Sorry,
worthy.
guys, my connection's crapping out. What's going on?
We're still talking about...
No, repeat what you just said. I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay. So we were talking about how Captain America was also able to wield the hammer in the comic books. Not in the movie, but in the comic books.
Not in the movie, but I feel like they're going to do that at some point because it was kind of foreshadowed just a little bit.
Yeah,
in that
probably
scene
not,
in
though,
the second
because,
one.
Probably not, though, because they turned Captain America black.
You're talking about Falcon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's no longer Captain America. And according to the comic book storyline, he is Hydra.
Yeah, that one kind of didn't make a lot of sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, if you're able to lift the hammer, you're worthy. If you're Hydra, how can you be worthy?
Well, what they need to do with these comic books is stop hiring writers whose heads are so far up their ass they can see their own belly button.
Yeah, that's probably it.
You can tell the same thing to the people who work at Mass Effect, but that's an entirely different stream.
Oh, come on. Yeah, Mass Effect. Oh, the way they
Well,
made
you
the
know what?
women look now.
No, we could make that this stream too, because video games are starting to go hand in hand with comic books.
They
Because
always
Oh, you
have.
mean
I've
the
been-
fact that they're rich white male activities that only the privileged in society can identify with? Is that what
Oh,
you're getting
for
at right
fuck's
there?
sake, that's
You
bullshit.
fucking racist.
no,
You
no,
know-
no, 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 no. I'm talking about the fact that I've been playing the fuck out of the Batman Arkham games over the last little while.
Yeah, I noticed. How's Arkham Knight running for you?
Actually, now that I've gotten rid of Razer Game Booster and Flow, whatever that Microsoft Flow is, it runs like a wet dream.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
Well, and it was like the whole game. Now, for anybody, fuck you, the game's been out long enough. Spoilers or nothing. But the fact that Jason Todd was the Arkham Knight, I was like,
That
the whole
wasn't a
game, I'm like,
spoiler.
well, no, it's like the whole game. They're kind of Batman's like, who is the Arkham Knight? Who is the Arkham Knight? And I'm like, it's Jason Todd, fuckhead.
I
It's
knew that.
Jason Todd, you idiot.
I fucking okay. Before Arkham Knight came out, I got on the Arkham train. Right, I had picked up all of the games for that Christmas sale. It was the Christmas before Arkham Knight released. Right, I got them all for $5 on Steam, and I played through all of them. I fell in love with the game series,
Okay.
and that's kind of where I started to jump into the comics and some of the movies, and get a more I shouldn't say impressive, a more varied impression of the character, as opposed to just
Oh,
the
but
one idea. And I knew from the
that's-
get-go, as soon as they revealed that the Arkham Knight was supposed to be the main antagonist, I was like, that has to be Jason Todd. That there
Yep.
physically is no way that can't be Jason Todd. It's just the biggest part of the Batman mythos that they haven't tapped yet, and they've kind of been hinting at it just a little bit. So
Hinting at it, they
Jason-
flat
who's
out,
Jason
they
Todd, though?
practically. Well, he was the second Robin, but he was the one that got killed in the death in the family.
Oh, right. Because in all fairness, I'm not that much into DC.
it's fair enough. Fair enough. I used to be more of a Marvel
Well-
fan myself.
Well, but that's the thing. It's not that I'm into Marvel or DC. It's like there's just specific characters in the comics that it's like, yeah, I like that character. You know, like Batman, Superman, the staple characters.
Mm-hmm.
But then I could kind of give a flying fuck about the rest of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some of it is okay. I mean, I of course, Superman. I have read a few Batman and Superman comics. I've read a few. What's her face? Wonder Woman comics. Flash. Flash is funny. The Green Arrow, though.
Well,
I never liked the Green
I'm just waiting on these retarded assholes to try to turn Batman black, and then I'm like, yeah, go ahead, asshole, explain that one.
I didn't start getting. They did turn Batman black, Batwing, but different story. He's Lucius. He's Lucius Fox's son. He's got like an armored Batman suit.
Okay.
So it kind of makes
Okay,
a little
well,
bit of sense.
That I could kind of deal with, I suppose. If it's
Yeah, but then
somebody
it's
that's
not
actually related to the Batman mythos.
Yeah, and he's not Batman. He's Batwing.
He's
already-
Batwing. He has an armored bat suit. He was a Iraq vet, and he's got a background in
Yeah.
theoretical physics, I think.
It's the same. It's the same with Iron Man and War Machine. I think it's War Machine.
It is War Machine, the greatest superhero of all time. I am currently
But he
wearing
makes-
my War Machine AC/DC shirt.
But
we're
he makes
talking about
sense.
this.
He absolutely makes sense.
Yeah, he's
And
Tony
he's
Stark's
not-
best friend.
Yes, and he's not Iron Man 2. No, he's War Machine. Now, they're interchangeable. Yes, of course they are, because basically they have the same power. Look, I have an amazing
Well,
suit.
Yeah,
Well-
but see, here's the thing, Mod Wayne. They actually gave War Machine kind of his own identity, even though he was using one of Iron Man's suits. He kind of gave it his own personality rather
Yeah,
than.
he has his own
Giant
personality.
gun
That makes
mounted on the
sense.
side of it.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just. War Machine was, as a character, caught my eye because he had all the weapons on him. And at the time, I had reached my middle schooler phase where I was like, the minigun is the greatest weapon of all war, and anyone who says otherwise is a retard. So I was like, this dude has a minigun mounted on his shoulder. I like him.
Yes. Well, he really is a War Machine. But
He really is a war machine. I was so pissed when they turned him into Iron Patriot. Like on the inside, I was like, I'm dying.
well,
I feel
it's
upset.
just no. You know that the switch between Iron Patriot and War Machine wasn't that big. It was literally okay. We've got this asset, but if we keep calling it War Machine, people might bitch and moan about it because blah blah. So you know what? We're not going to change anything. We're just going to change the colors on his suit, and we're going to give him a different name. But in everything else, it's the same dude. Well, they gave him a few new weapons, yeah, but that's because they continuously gave him new weapons.
They removed the minigun, and I think he has the 2 rocket packs on his shoulders for the Iron Patriot. But I didn't mind like the explanation for it. I understood, but as a preference, I like War Machine design-wise. I like everything about the armor better. It's just...
It's because it's rougher. It's way more War Machine.
It looks like it's if War Machine if Iron Man shows up to a fight, you have a chance of walking out. If War Machine shows up to a fight, I wouldn't expect to be walking out.
It depends though.
Yeah, no. If War Machine, well, I was going to say, if War Machine shows up, you're lucky if you walk out of that fight with your ass in one piece, or 2, as the case may be.
No, because I mean, Iron Man does have a few overpowered suits as well, because he does.
Hulkbuster!
The Hulkbuster for one, yes. Which is pretty awesome. But,
and the Thorbuster.
Actually, the Hulkbuster, when he pulled that move, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, there's some nights when I think I need that.
I love that. I love that. And then he just freezes up and he's like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But, you know, I mean, so there you have a black character next to Iron Man, which is basically Black Iron Man. But he's not, because he has his own backstory, he has his own personality. Everything about this person is unique. I was gutted when in the movie he how do you call it? Broke his spine. Yeah, paralyzed. And I was gutted about that because
he got his shit kicked in.
Well, he got. I mean, obviously, he was outclassed, but at the same time, it's a little bit. I felt it a little bit because I do like the character, and there are plenty of black or Asian characters that absolutely make sense, but we don't really pay attention to them. No. Spider-Man has to become black.
I remember back in the day reading comic books like the New Mutants and shit. They had diversity and it worked so well because every character had a decently fleshed out story.
Yeah.
And their own unique powers and their own identity.
You already had this in the X-Men. The X-Men were fucking brilliant when it came to diversity. I mean, if we look at Storm used to be a girl living in the streets in some godforsaken Middle Eastern poor town, and she was a beggar and a thief before she got her powers, etc., etc., etc. It's a black woman.
Well, and originally the story was that she was she was from Africa, and her tribe worshipped her as a goddess because of her powers.
Yeah, no, that is one of the two. Yeah, that's true. I'm sorry, you're right. But it makes sense. There is a storyline behind it. She's not black because we needed some token black person. No, this is the storyline. And you can still say, well, it's only because they needed a black person that they created her. Yeah, fair enough. But they created a fully fledged person. A fully fledged character, if you want.
Well, that was the thing. The whole reason the X-Men was created to start with was because of rampant racism, and so they were like, well, let's just come up with a comic book idea that kind of shows how bad racism is, but instead of it just being a different skin color, it's people with a mutation that gives them weird powers, and they're hated for that. So that way they could be black, white, whatever, and it was kind of.
You're breaking up, Magnus. Are you still there?
No, he died.
Oh, there you're back.
Well, no, I was saying it was brilliantly done. It was a social commentary about how stupid racism was.
Yeah.
But it was done. It was well done. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's not over the top. It's not because we say so. No, there was a whole lot of thinking about it. And even the back and forth thinking, because you had, for example, the X-Men, but you also had the Brotherhood of Evil, and you also had, what's his
Brotherhood of
name?
Nod.
No, not Brotherhood of Nod.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm not going to give you that one. No.
Oh, come on.
No, what's his name now? Magnus, but I forgot his name.
You're talking about Magneto?
Yes, that was the one.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they called him Magnus a lot, but his name's always been Eric Lensher or something like that I've always known of.
Yes, that's true. That is true. You're right. And he was the father of Scarlet Witch,
Quicksilver.
and Quicksilver, indeed. Which, by the way, are two brilliant characters on their own. So,
Well, I don't know. Quicksilver is kind of just a watered down version of Flash.
No. The truth. Well, power wise, yes. He's not.
That's what I mean. When I compare characters, I compare mostly powers. The story, his personality is entirely different.
Yes,
But as
and
a
it's
power,
far deeper.
he's just kind of.
His powers. I mean, yes, it's a watered down version of. He's not as fast as Flash. He's not as strong as Flash. So yeah, you can call him a watered down version of Flash. Fair enough, I can admit that. But his character is so much deeper. I never really understood. I mean, I liked reading Flash. Don't get me wrong. It's a good comic. But character-wise, I thought he was. But this is a problem that I have.
But let's keep in mind, the Flash, they actually started coming up with that shit about the Speed Force. That's the source of all his power and speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not forget the Speed Force. I like the Flash because his character, his personality, always kind of struck me as his backstory, more or less. If you don't know the Flash's backstory, I'm sorry, spoilers. It's like 40 years old, but
Yeah.
point to case. Flash is a character.
If it's still a spoiler for them, then hey.
You know, he was raised by a single mom, and his mom was murdered. I think it was on his birthday too. And as he got older, he always struck me as a character who, you know, he's goofy, he's off the wall, he's always quick with a response, he's always got something to say, he's always got, you know, something going on. And that always struck me as kind of someone who was damaged and hiding his pain with, you know, the outwards joy, looking towards everything positive, trying to be the brightest thing in the room when really he just kind of feels like the darkest thing imaginable.
Sorry.
And that always attracted me to the character.
Yeah,
Now,
I don't know. I mean, sorry.
That's just my personal opinion.
Fucking hell. There I go. I'm sorry, I wasn't fast enough to turn off the mic. No. Oh, bloody hell. Here we go.
You know, when someone sneezes about you 3 times, they're talking about you behind your back.
Oh, sorry, guys. No, it's allergies.
In his case, it's allergies. So yeah.
I've been hit bad. I've been hit bad. I have.
No, I feel for you, man.
If I look at the Flash story, it's not that I don't like his character, but it's old, but it's not deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you. I understand. I completely understand. But I just find the Flash is a more fun character to me. And you find a more interesting personality in Quicksilver. You find him to be the more developed character to follow. And I can understand that.
Which is the thing that I used to credit Marvel for anyway. On average, if we look at the characters from the Marvel universe and we compare them to the characters of the DC universe, I'm not even talking powers. I'm just talking about character development. Marvel used to have way better character development, in my opinion. And no, Psycho, I do not have the AIDS. It's just a little bit of an allergy. Don't worry about me. I probably won't die just yet. I'll probably still have a week to go. No, but I don't know. If we look at the way, and I'm sorry how he died in the Avenger movies, by the way. Fucking hell.
Quicksilver. You know,
that was rubbish.
Fun fact, we may not have seen the last of Quicksilver, first of all. I remember reading an interview with what's his name, Kevin Feige, and he was talking about that. But I also read an interview with the character, the dude who played Quicksilver. I cannot remember for the life of me what his name is, but he was talking about how after his character died, if they were asking him if it was a shock, if he knew it was going to happen, and he did know it was going to happen, but they actually had a scene and a costume design for if he survived, because they had a plan for that way too. But they felt that killing him off would develop the story more. It would offer more stories to tell with his death as opposed to him living. But we might not have seen the end of Quicksilver.
No, well, considering
Well,
that
there's two of them to fucking start with.
two Quicksilvers.
The Fox movie doesn't count.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Not in this universe.
No, thank you. No, and if we look at, I mean,
No, that's fine.
it was the last Avenger movie where Quicksilver and what's her name, Scarlet Witch, got introduced, even though they are very old characters with a huge backlog. I mean, Scarlet Witch and Vision have their own life together. They had their own comic book together as well, by the way, but that's beyond it.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch is banging a robot. Where have I seen that before?
Oi, 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 oi. Don't you sexualize it. No.
There is no... Don't you even... You know what? Fuck it. If they're in a relationship and they've been in a relationship for at least more than 3 months and full-grown adults and they're not banging, I'm judging that relationship.
How are they fully grown adults?
You know what?
How? I mean, Vision isn't even alive. How can
He is built to be an adult. He looks like an adult. He acts like an adult. Fuck yourself. Oh, God.
No, guys, I do not have AIDS. Anyway, so yeah, no, but those storylines, I mean, really looking forward to those because there's a lot of depth. But the problem with Marvel is that they've destroyed nearly all of their ancient work, so to speak, to bring out new versions, reboots of certain stories. And these reboots...
Well, but you got to admit, with comic books, they have to do a refresh or a reboot every once in a while because...
No, they don't.
Like no. Hang on. Like if say Rogue or Storm were 24 years old back in 1983, they kind of have to do a reboot to explain why these characters never age a day.
No, then
other than Wolverine. I mean, come on.
Don't do a reboot. Then okay, you know what? Show them aging. Show them handing the torch to the next generation. Whatever. But don't continuously do reboots. How many reboots has Marvel done in the last, let's say, 2 years? It's amazing how many reboots they did. And
well,
basically,
Modwayne, I'm talking about they probably need to do a reboot once every 10 or 15 years. I'm not talking like all the time like they do now.
Yeah. I wouldn't even do every once so many years. I mean, create handouts, not handouts, create handovers.
Look, we're not pulling socialism into our comics. Back it up here.
No, but look at Iron Man and War Machine. Now that's a perfect tag team, so to speak. Okay, Iron Man. I've been Iron Man too long. You know what? You take the reins. War Machine, etc., etc. It's the same with Batman and which was the Robin that
Azrael you're talking about?
No. Which Robin are you looking for? Dick Grayson?
Okay. The first, I can't remember those names.
Dick Grayson.
Sorry. The first Robin
Dick
turned
Grayson.
into Nightwing. Yeah. So if Batman would stop, Nightwing would stay Nightwing because he already is his own person.
No.
Yeah. There's no reason for him to become Batman.
Wrong.
In the comic books, he did become Batman, and Robin was Bruce's son, Damian Wayne.
Yeah. He became Batman specifically, so Damian Wayne had a mentor, because at this time he was, solo Robin, the only Robin, and Nightwing wouldn't play Nightwing, so he took on the mantle of Batman. So
Yeah,
what
but he
was
should
it?
have done it as Nightwing. This is what I mean. For example,
No,
if we
because
look,
Nightwing covers Bloodhaven. If Batman was dead, he took on the role of Batman so people would think that Batman was still alive. And
okay,
if
well,
they
fair enough.
thought that
Okay.
Batman was dead, like the Joker and Clayface and Two-Face, they'd have a fucking field day with that.
Well, maybe you're right about that. Okay, fair enough. I still
Well,
don't.
no,
think
but you
it's
got
the
to
best way,
keep
but
in mind too. You got to keep in mind too that all the supervillains are having kids that are taking over their mantles too. So
eventually, yeah, that would make sense. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. The last movie, Logan. I mean, it pissed me off that Wolverine died, but okay, you know what? He's old, and the fact that he had adamantium poisoning, you know, this is old news too. I mean, back in the days, there was a Wolverine that they were able to remove his adamantite skeleton from him, so that they removed the adamantite from his skeleton.
You mean
where actual medical
all of his special metal out of his body?
Yeah, they done that. So
Yeah.
you guys haven't hang on. You guys haven't seen the videos where actual medical professionals explained why Wolverine would be going through that just naturally.
Yeah, because adamantium would kill them. I mean, it's a poison. It's a heavy metal.
No. It was, you know, he lasted as long as he did because of his healing abilities, but they actually explain that, you know, over time your cells start to break down as cellular division happens. So that's why his, you know, that even naturally his fucking, you know, powers would start to wear out and he'd be able to heal as easily and he'd get slower and all that good shit. And it's like, yeah, okay, that actually makes more sense than adamantium poisoning.
Well, I mean, it still would make sense.
But adamantium poisoning.
Yeah, I mean, it's a heavy metal, and heavy metals are bad for us. They really are.
Hand me a more believable natural explanation than a shit made up explanation.
But that's the thing, though. It's not a shit made up explanation. Heavy metals are bad for our
Actually,
health.
Magnus, I think you're looking for the shit made up explanation because you think the real explanation is boring and stupid.
But the real explanation is real. It actually comes closer to reality. Okay, well, as close as you can get, considering that someone grafted metal to a skeleton, which isn't really real. But the fact that you have a lot of metal in your body is very bad for your health. Even
there's
even
disease.
iron.
Yeah, I was actually about to say there's a disease with too much iron in your body, it'll kill you.
Well, yeah, but you guys forget that adamantium was found in Africa and it was part of a meteor that fell to Earth. Space metals aren't the same as Earth metals. You forget.
No. Metal.
You know,
metals
you know, there's no real difference between adamantium and your mom either, but I don't question her existence.
Oh, come on.
Oh, whatever.
Yes, nobody. That's not nice.
I know, it was a cheap shot.
Yes. No, but
that's why I didn't give my 2 cents back on it. It was too cheap.
Yeah. Okay. No, but I mean, when they remove this adamantite, it's one of the alternate storylines. When they removed this adamantite skeleton, his regenerative powers were so fucking amazing that he could break something and it would be healed before he realized it was broken. Which it's basically what's his face, Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Well, yeah.
Hey, you cut my arm off. Now help me hold it up so it'll heal.
Basically that. Bullshit, fair enough. But yeah, in Wolverine, it actually kind of did make sense. I mean, especially if you put him next to, what's the other one? Sabretooth. Sabretooth was one of the bad guys. Wolverine was one of the good guys. They basically have the same powers. So yeah, there is that.
Well, I'd love to stick around and hang out, but I have company banging at my door, so I gotta run.
Well, if it's female company,
Well,
then yes,
somebody, hang on. Somebody else needs to jump in because my signals are going to be going in and out for a while, or else this is going to be a very short hangout.
Yeah, well, it seems to be a short hangout then, because I did invite a bunch of people and no one responded.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting like more people to show up. Like, what the hell?
A lot of people said they would want to come. But see, this is what I meant last week. I really have a hard time keeping the stream going if people don't show up.
No, I completely understand. It's
And this stream. We knew about this stream last Wednesday. I set it up last Wednesday, and kind of not making me feel good.
I mean, I even made time for it. I just couldn't surprise people, drop shit at my door.
Well, Psycho, if you want to come in, mate, you're welcome.
Yeah, seriously, anyone from the comments can jump in if they want.
Yeah, just drop the link in the war room on the Magnus Core Hangout. Fuck it.
I put it on the B list. I don't really go into. I put it on the Twitter B list. I don't really go into what's it called.
Well, the Magnus Core Hangouts. That would be the easiest place for Psycho to get the link.
I dropped it.
Well, I just dropped it in live chat. I don't care.
All right. Well, thanks for having me, guys. I'm sorry I can't stick around longer.
Yeah, me too, mate. Because we did this because of you. I hope you're feeling suitably guilty.
I am.
Good.
Ouch.
So, what are we going to talk about next week?
Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know.
No.
Well, we could talk.
No.
We could talk about just video games in general.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Video games. Oh, Discord. That's the word I couldn't remember. Thanks, Psycho.
Discord.
I'm on Discord, and I hardly ever look at it, to be honest.
I mean, the problem is we need more people, and I need more free time on Wednesdays.
Well, we need more people, and I mean, Tom used to be good at this stuff. He invited people and that stuff set up.
Tom.
Yeah, me too. He hasn't been around since almost half a year. No, more than half a year, almost. I mean, August, almost 3/4 of a year. And I haven't heard from him ever since. So that's somewhat.
Well, it kind of makes me worry about the old timer.
Yeah, me too.
Same.
Me too. Oh well. Anyway, Psycho, if you want to come in, you're welcome. You got something to say, nobody?
Thanks for having me, and I'm sorry I can't stick around.
Dude, she has to be hot, and we want a picture.
Yeah, Pixar didn't happen.
Yeah.
Right, it didn't happen. You just don't want to be here. That's it. Fuck.
No. Shut up. You shut up. Ugh.
Let her join in.
No.
Why not? What are you afraid of?
I'm afraid of a lot of things with her being in there.
We'll be nice.
No.
At least for 5 minutes. We'll be nice.
What are you afraid of?
A lot of things. Yeah.
Suck my dick.
No.
Suck my dick.
Oh, speaking of, so we were talking about Batman Arkham Knight. How mad were you when they threw in those jump scares with the Man Bat and the fucking Joker?
Those weren't jump scares. Those were jokes.
First time, and all of a sudden I'm like trying to do the grapnel boost, and it's like, why ain't it fucking working? And as soon as I got my hands on the edge of the building, that fucking Man Bat thing jumps out, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Kirk Langstrom terrifies all.
Well, yeah, especially when you're not expecting him to be there.
What if you were expecting?
Although
him to
I
be
will say, I like that they threw the Batmobile into that game, though. But yeah, I think that kind of detracted from the game itself, because it's like, I don't want to have to use the Batmobile for every fucking thing in the game.
there? Hey Magnus, I'm gonna leave you with this. This is my last. How far are you in the game right now?
Well, my first playthrough, which I fucked up royally, I got up to the part where I was fighting Jason Todd for the first time.
You got up to there for the first time, and then you stopped playing.
Well, no, I started a new game because it's like, I think I should have grabbed some other abilities and finished more of the, got more, more of my skills and abilities, because I got my really
Make sure you put some skills and abilities in the Batmobile. You're gonna need them at the end.
Yeah, that's another reason why I was like, yeah, maybe I should start over from scratch and do more of the side missions before I get that far in the game.
Yeah. All right. Well, later, guys.
Well, see you later, nobody. And hi there, Sicko. Okay, so let's get back to. Oh, sorry, Magnus. Are you still staying a while, or you're going in a second as well?
Well, no, I'm going to be here. Well, I'm driving, so I can be here as long as my signal holds. That was
Well, it's good to have at least two
holding
people
the steering wheel and driving around. So
Yeah,
I
well,
do the same thing.
you just have to give gas, mate. Steering is highly overrated.
Yeah, you gotta
Especially-
get gas like every other day.
No.
Oh, those things carry shit tons of gas.
I assume you have cruise control, don't you, Magnus?
oh,
You might be
Yeah, what
cutting out,
now?
but
I assume you have cruise control.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. And you don't really have to steer on highways as well because it's mostly straight ahead anyway.
Well, no, but I got to go up and down mountains because apparently California doesn't know how to cut a flat road.
oh, what part are you in?
I just left Sacramento. I'm taking a load of I don't know what the fuck it is. I picked it up from the Mitsubishi plant.
Parts.
You heading east again or heading south?
Well, east is the only way I can go, really.
Oh. But yeah, so we were talking about the comic books with Wolverine. I thought that in the movie it was stupid that he died of poisoning. Like extremely stupid because throughout the comics he cured many diseases. And
Well, yeah, didn't they infect him with some kind of cyber virus at one point to because he was the only one whose immune system was fast enough to create antibodies for it?
Yeah.
yeah, he's the one who saved Cable.
Yeah, but the thing is, he can he created antibodies for a lot of stuff, but his adamantite skeleton, he can't get rid of. So at one point, his body is dealing with it. It's kind of like an allergy. You're dealing with it, but it weakens you.
He did get it dealt with. Magneto stripped it from his body, and not because Wolverine wanted it.
No. I mean, but once he got it stripped and he didn't have the adamantite body anymore, his regeneration powers went through the roof.
Yes and no. When it was actual bone injury, it was to the ability, like, you know, you're missing it, you could just put it back on and things would reattach. But if it was just like a break injury, it wouldn't repair itself without you actually having to fix it. With the adamantium, you just couldn't break his bones.
Yeah.
So it meant he never had to fix. So it looked like his healing was, you know, over the charts, but that's because he took a lot more abuse because he was no longer armored.
True that. But no, I mean, considering the
Well, yeah,
fact that
because
he was able to out heal.
well, yeah, but the thing is, if you can't break his bones and he's got that kind of a healing ability, then you could barely stop him.
Yeah, that's why Magneto removed the adamantium. He was scared that Wolverine might go berserk.
Which actually had the
Happened many times.
yes, but removing his adamantium skeleton didn't make that less of a threat. It made it more of a threat.
It did because
all it did was make him lighter and meaner.
Yeah, indeed.
well, no, it did render him mortality because you could kill Wolverine by severing his head.
That's what they thought, but according to the how do you call him? Xavier had those files on how to kill everyone, and when it came to Wolverine, they basically said that when he lost his adamantium skeleton, his regeneration powers were so off the chart that they weren't sure that cutting off his head would actually kill him anymore.
But it did, and it would. It has.
Yeah, it back and forth. That's the problem with the Marvel universe.
There's so many different stories.
Yeah,
There's so many
Well,
different
hang
universes.
on though. There's no fucking way to kill anybody in the comic books anyway, because they'll just come back in about a month.
Yeah, that is also true. I mean, let's be honest. We just watched Logan die whilst he still had his adamantium skeleton. We also know that that was taken away from him. But at the same time, because now there is a new Wolverine, which is that girl from the movie, at least that makes sense. So that the new Wolverine is a girl, I'm not so upset about. I mean, I would not call her Wolverine because, I mean, why would you name yourself after your?
Well, and I'm gonna be a complete and total asshole, but you know she's a lower quality Wolverine because she was made in Mexico.
Yeah. I was going to say, well, instead of calling her Wolverine, we can call her Chupacabra.
Well, for example, it wouldn't be a bad name, would it? I would go for that.
What, Chupacabra?
Yeah, sure, why not?
You know what that is?
Yeah. It's a mythical, not real creature.
Yeah, the Mexican goat sucker.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're down with it.
It's a name.
Yeah, it's better than her assuming the mantle of Wolverine.
Which doesn't make sense. That's what I mean, if you're going to have someone taking over the stick, for example, this is what I said a moment ago when we talk about Iron Man and War Machine. I mean, Iron Man tags out, War Machine tags in. Fair enough. The dude's called War Machine. Okay, the storyline says, okay, we don't want to call you War Machine because we want to be more PC. We're going to call you, what was it? Patriarch.
Iron
Patriot.
Iron Patriarch. A Patriot, yeah. Can't even
Iron
remember.
Patriarch. That would be a great shitlord comic book.
Oh, man, that would be pretty good.
Yeah.
Magnus, I expect that meme in about an hour.
I don't know if I could do it in an hour. I'm still going to be driving.
That would
You
be a
still
good
got
one,
your
though.
left foot, right?
Huh?
Said you still got your left foot.
Yeah, but it's on the opposite side of the truck from where the phone sits.
Ah, so you just need a longer cord to get more shitloadery.
Yep. But I mean,
Actually, no. Somebody would have to actually come up with a design for an Iron Patriarch, something between like old English knight armor and Iron Man outfit.
Yep, with a Pepe face, obviously.
With something that's just demanding a sandwich.
Yeah.
Just
There
like
you go.
all of his weapons popping out and saying, "Where's my
Where's
sandwich?"
my sandwich?
Oh no! If you're gonna go that route, you'd have to put Omega on in an Iron Man suit.
Yeah, that would be good too.
Well, that would be the moist Patriot.
Yeah, okay, fair. Yeah, fair enough. That's not the Iron Patriarch.
But I don't know who of you said it, but one of you guys said that, oh yeah, well, Iron Man and War Machine, they're fine, they're even. No. Tony Stark is who started it all, and yes, if he requires or retires Iron Man, War Machine still has nothing compared to Tony.
But he's not Tony. I mean, he has the suit, but he's still not Tony. That is true. But that's not the point. That was not the point I was trying to make. The point I was trying to make is if, for example, Iron Man would step down and War Machine or Iron Patriot would step up, there's continuity in that story.
Well, but see, that's the thing. They did that in the comic books where Colonel Rhodes took over as Iron Man.
Yeah.
And if I remember right, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but if I remember right, the whole reason he changed it over to War Machine was because he realized that Iron Man wasn't him.
Yeah.
And
It's 'cause
he made tweaks to the suit to fit more what he knew, his military training and all that shit, which made it a better character anyway.
Yeah, but it made sense. I mean, it's a continuation of the story. It's not, you know what? I have a white superhero. I'm going to cut out the white. I'm going to paste in female black, and we're done.
Yeah, because in most of the War Machine sagas after Iron Man's retirement, he still had Tony as, a supporting cast.
Yeah, because the old character didn't die. I mean, it's not as if he's gone.
Yeah, all he did was want to retire.
Yeah, so there's continuation in the story, which makes sense. But now they're going to
Well,
have
even-
a reboot with a black girl being Iron Woman or Iron Man, Iron Girl, actually.
I just found it ironic.
And she made her Iron Man outfit out of parts she found in an MIT dumpster.
Stole at an
Yes,
MIT
yeah, I was about to say. I find it so ironic that they made the first thing about her is she's a black thief.
Yeah. Look at how diverse we are.
Yeah.
And
Like,
she's not even-
I don't know if they're virtue signaling to the racists or virtue signaling to the SJWs who want to say, oh, yeah, see, crime, you can become a great person. Well, yeah. All you have to do is turn your life around.
Yep.
But we don't really have any deep backing of who she is, because most of the time all these Marvel characters, they come from somewhere else. There's always
There's a huge story behind them.
Yeah, well, no, it's usually a character is introduced in somebody's comic, and then if they're popular, they get their own comic.
Mm-hmm. But they always have their own creation story based in a setting that's already there.
Yeah, they're not. Hey, let me just take this over for you, because that doesn't make any sense.
Well, and that's even like when they had the new Batman for a while after they did the death of Superman, and Bane broke Batman's back and all that shit. They at least, like you said, they at least had a character that had already been introduced into the comics, which was Azrael, and he took over as Batman. But that was entertaining watching him. He created those clawed gloves that he had.
Mm-hmm.
To add to give himself an edge. And then over time in that comic book, he's like, yeah, nah, I got to change this and this and this about the outfit. And it kind of evolved to where he created a whole new Batman outfit, which actually was kind of cool to watch.
Yeah, but it makes sense. I mean, if you have a new character, the character changes. That's normal. You can't just say, okay, Bruce Wayne is Batman. Bruce Wayne has a problem. Now someone else is Batman, but he's going to be completely the same. No, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, one of the ways that I really enjoyed them handing down the mantle was with Batman Beyond. Because
that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, that show artistically was fantastic, and the character, he's like, he's a screw up, but he's a good kid, and he just can't manage to do things right or get people's approval. Then he becomes the apprentice to Bruce Wayne, and he teaches him, the responsibilities and all that kind of shit, and how to become a better person.
Mm-hmm.
And that transitioned into Batman. It gave him the fortitude to take on such a huge role.
Yeah. But it's that's the thing, though, and this is something that I see changing. As I said, I'm not that big of a DC fan, but one of the main reasons I lost interest in Marvel is because they don't stick to their own stories anymore.
Well, in the Marvel universe, they allow writers to kind of do whatever the hell they want. There's not
Multiverse 1, Multiverse 3, Multiverse whatever, but it takes away from the immersion. I mean, I'm sorry, I used to be, as I said, I used to be a fan of Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, Peter Parker, X-Men. I was subscribed to these magazines.
Well, one thing that drives me nuts though is like DC's actually started this shit where it's like, oh well, yeah, well this person's Batman or Superman on Earth number whatever the fuck, It's like, oh yeah, well this guy's Batman on Earth 3814, and then you've got the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh, and it's like, God, people, please, can we do something different?
Yeah.
Just say it's different.
That's because DC didn't figure out a way to universalize their characters. While Marvel, for the most part, has almost always had their characters in a collaborating universe, but then there's spin-offs for particular characters. But there's been a core universe.
They've changed the core universe as well. They started it with the Secret Wars back in the 80s. When they introduced the Beyonder storyline, Secret Wars, different planet, etc., etc., etc. But it was still the same people. After that, they started with multiverse popping ups. Not just in DC, they started doing this in Marvel as well. And it's a death knell. I mean, you're creating a story, a backstory for a superhero. Let's for example take Spider-Man. Okay, so the original Spider-Man story, eventually he got old, he died, his daughter became the next Spider-Man thingy. I won't say Spider-Woman because Spider-Woman already was a character. Was it Scarlet Arachnid? Something like that. Can't really remember.
I forget, but at least with that, they kind of had a plausible reason why Spider-Man quit the superhero gig, because he lost one of his legs.
Well, yeah.
And I was like, okay,
sense.
yeah, I could deal with that.
In the comic books?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, in the comic books.
Because I don't read comic books that much, to be quite honest. I just
Okay.
watch most of the movies.
Yeah,
And
the-
this
oh,
brings to the question: do you think that every movie should follow the source material? So either comic books, manga.
To a certain extent.
I would say
Now,
like 80%.
Yeah, I would agree with Magnus and Psycho. I think you really should follow the source material because that's what people come for. But Marvel let go of the source material because they are hoping to pull in new people, and then they restart different stories, and the restarts, they sell massively. And then after the first month, if they have a restart, the first album of that restart usually sells great. The second one, not even a fifth of it. The third one, not even a seventh of it. And that's the problem with Marvel. They've been doing too many restarts. It's not even the forced diversity, but the continuous restarts.
If you've only been following Marvel through the movies, the reason why the Deadpool movie is so popular as it is, it's only probably around 50 to the story, because it's not very accurate the way that they did it. But the way that they passed it was fine. The character development was really there. It's just how he got his name isn't how they did it in the movie. There's maybe 5 or 6 things that you're like, okay, they did that wrong, but I'll give it to them. As compared to most of the X-Men movies where you're like, no, that never happened.
Yeah, the new X-Men movies. Well, the first was okay, but
no.
What was it?
Looking back at it, it was terrible.
The First Class was terrible.
No, not just First Class, but the original X-Men, the one where where they finally came out to the comic book universe. If you go and rewatch that, it's absolutely terrible.
Compared to the original story, yes.
Yeah.
But then again, the original story was drawn out over several years. So it's kind of difficult to paste that all into one movie, I think. I think they shouldn't have done that to begin with.
Well, Psycho, though, I have to say, I think the reason why Deadpool went over so well was they didn't have to. They didn't really have to follow the source material perfectly because of the type of character Deadpool is.
Oh yeah. As a person, I'm not a big Marvel person. When you think Deadpool, I think he breaks 4 walls all the time, just like that.
Yes, what they should have done is actually added in the voice, the 2 conflicting voices.
Yeah. The voiceover was it versus? It's like the devil and the angel.
Yeah, his id versus his ego.
Yeah, it's
Well,
okay.
now here's another thing though. The way he broke the fourth walls in that movie worked so perfectly because he was kind of making fun of how, like one of the lines where he said, "Come on," Colossus was like, "Come on, we're gonna go see the professor," and he goes, "Picard or McAvoy? I can never keep that one straight," or some shit like that.
Yeah, his
So he was even blatantly acknowledging that they were doing shit like that.
I found the Colossus in the Deadpool movie to be bad, to be honest. The original Colossus was the storyline of the original Colossus was that he was a big brute of a man. He was strong. He could do anything. But the one thing he wasn't was aggressive.
Well, he kind of did that in the movie. He was constantly just fighting to stop the fight rather than fighting to end the fight.
But he was fighting, and that's the thing. The original Colossus, if he didn't want to fight, he would walk in and you would hit him, and he would stand there and take it.
Well, yeah, but he did that in the Deadpool movie plenty, where fucking Deadpool was, broke both of his arms and one of his legs on Colossus's body.
Yeah, but Colossus fought the other ones. He actually did fight. And
he did fight a lot in the comics because he had to.
Yeah, but in the comics, he only fought if there was absolutely no other way. He wouldn't fight a normal human. Now, if
he would still fight people to protect his allies because he's the only one there that's bulletproof.
Yeah, but
if you're attacking his allies, he will kill you to defend them.
If he has to, yes.
He tries not to kill you.
But he's now with Deadpool. You're going to shoot him? So fucking.
Well, even in the comics, they had a part where Colossus actually got pissed off and broke somebody's fucking neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, he felt bad for that though.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he went after that motherfucker with a vengeance, and you just see the little bit of blood splatter on him, and they don't actually show it, but you see that big crack, and you're like, yeah, he just broke that motherfucker's neck.
See, I'm really, really looking forward to the what the hell is it? The Infinity Wars coming up. Because
the video game.
What?
I think was it like Capcom versus Marvel?
No, I'm not talking about the video game. I'm talking about the actual movie.
Yeah. The story.
Oh, okay.
The one for the battle for the Infinity Gems.
I wonder how far they're going to stray from the original story again, though.
I wonder. I'm just wondering who they're going to have as the final person that ends Thanos.
I wonder who they're going to get for that one.
I think it would be funny as all fucking hell if it was Rocket Raccoon, but that's just me.
No,
well, the original was Mr. Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It shouldn't be one of the how do you call them? Galaxy blah blah.
Oh, the Guardians?
Yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy. Shouldn't be one of them.
It can't be.
I mean, they're just. I mean, they're powerful, but they're just pawns. They're interesting pawns, but they're pawns.
They're essentially the Fantastic Four of the universe. They go around, stop bad guys.
I still think they're a cheap knockoff of the Starjammers. I like the Starjammers better.
Well,
yeah, but I think that the characters for Guardians is just so much better. Like Rocket, I mean, when reading the comics, you fell in love with Rocket.
Rocket is funny. I'll grant you that. I like what's the big red guy?
Drax.
Yeah, Drax. Absolutely no recognition of intonation and double entendre. That's brilliant.
Well, yeah, and Gamora was just fantastic. She was, she came out in the 80s, 90s, and that this was like a green alien chick that all boys, all teenage boys were like, I love her. And it wasn't just because they made her look beautiful.
It was just She-Hulk #2.
No, she wasn't She-Hulk number 2. Because her being, a raised daughter of Thanos, it gave her, Thanos wasn't known to adopt weak.
True that.
Well, I mean, could any man actually have sex with She-Hulk though? I mean, she sneezes one time while you're in there, and it flattens your pecker.
Yeah, there is that. Well, hey, but in the She-Hulk comics, she did have boyfriends from time to time. They never really went into the storyline, though. I mean,
Can I ask about another media? What do you guys think about the Marvel or DC universes in video games? How do you think they portray characters?
I don't know. I stay away from the video games for the most part.
yeah, me too. I
Are
mean,
they
they-
that bad? I mean, then you get
It's
Superman
definitely
64.
overcharged for something that's underdeveloped.
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, my sound cut out. But Octane, you were basically talking about something we were discussing earlier, where I've been playing the hell out of the Batman Arkham games for a while.
Okay. I just thinking about like the cheap shortcuts that many produces, because when I think of just one disaster, does anyone remember what Superman N64? That's terrible of a video game.
Yeah,
I can't remember
I remember when the angry video game nerd flew up into space and threw that game into the sun.
I can't remember that.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
been
think
a
I've ever
lot
played
of really, really bad games. But, I mean, there have been some actually pretty good ones. Like, I don't know which Spider-Man it was, but there was the Spider-Man that you got to go around town, one of those open world scenarios. And, they didn't try to do too much in the game, so there wasn't all the bugs. And it was fun. It felt like, GTA Spider-Man.
Well,
Okay.
and how many of us here besides me ever played the old arcade Superman game?
I'm not really.
Is that side scroller?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was where if you had a player too, it was a Superman with a red outfit and like a silver and yellow S
Yeah.
on his chest or whatever.
I've played that once or
Okay.
twice. But I blocked that.
Guys, I gotta say this. I gotta go because I'm taking a break. It's Japanese class right now, and we're gonna take a quiz. So it was nice talking to you guys. Hope you-
Okay,
Alright, have a good
see you
one.
next time, mate.
All right, sayonara.
Sayonara.
Bye.
Toshi.
No.
The video games, most of the video games, I don't play them anymore because mostly they're not my. I don't enjoy those open world games anymore. I'm more of an MMORPGer and
Yeah.
MOBAs.
Yeah, same here. The problem, if you have a comic-based game, you basically already assume what needs to happen.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't fit the story. And if it doesn't fit the story, it breaks it up for me. I'm a great fan of fantasy, but even fantasy has to adhere to certain rules. And if it
Yeah,
doesn't, it pisses me off.
Yeah, that's why I think like the only comic book game game that has comic book characters in it that I still have is, besides from the Nintendo that I'm going to hold on forever, like the original NES, is my Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah, because there has absolutely no storyline behind that.
None whatsoever.
Which then it doesn't matter because it's just a game. Fuck it.
I don't know. When I first played Batman Arkham Asylum, that game actually caught my attention because, oh, holy shit, somebody actually did a Batman game right instead of the old crappy SNES versions or Nintendo versions and shit like that. And it's like, wow, somebody actually put some thought into this and made it playable. But
Well,
that's
I
just
actually
me, I guess.
I actually have the game because they gave me a free copy when I bought either my motherboard or my GTX 980s. But I've just never been a big fan of the Bat. Everybody plays off Batman like he's so good. He's so good. Well, yeah, he's good for a human, but
Yeah.
he loses.
He loses everything. I mean,
If
he
you bring him-
overestimates himself constantly.
If you bring him into the Marvel universe, he would just be like, nope, I'm retired.
Yeah. fuck it.
Okay, we got
and you guys forget the time that Gambit and Wolverine stole the Batmobile to get back to the X Mansion.
Yeah, but I mean, what is Batman gonna do against Galactus?
Hell, what is Batman going to do against Dazzle?
Yeah, well, not only that, how many times in all of these Wolverine versus Batman things on YouTube, how many times has Batman actually won? Let's count it. 0.
Yeah, of course not.
You can't win against certain characters in the Marvel Universe just off of detective ability and knowing 5 billion different forms of martial arts.
He's a very well-trained human. So if he were to face off against, let's say, Spider-Man, oh yes, he could hit Spider-Man. He's such a good fighter, he could actually hit Spider-Man and then break his wrist.
No, he couldn't.
Well, he couldn't, but let's assume, I mean, Spider-Man would avoid everything, but let's assume that he could actually land a blow. It would break his wrist. Because if he would hit full hard, it's like hitting a concrete block, and Spider-Man isn't even that big.
Well, but you got to understand, he's got all those gadgets and toys and armored Batman outfits. If he was going to beat anybody in the Marvel Universe, it would take a shit ton of planning on his part.
Yeah, but all his planning goes astray with just one thing that's called the variation of plot. Because most characters in the Marvel Universe, you got to think, most of them, they're all like professors, teachers, some person of a high esteem. Or you have, your berserkers.
If you want to compare Batman to a Marvel character, then the closest thing, all in all, would be Iron Man. And Iron Man would outclass him 1,000,000 to 1.
Oh, he would outclass him standing there without his suit.
Yeah. So Batman is. I mean, if you look at the origination of Batman, Batman was started as mostly, how do you call it, a detective, crime fighter with a few training abilities.
Well, I mean, we all have to acknowledge the fact that he was kind of a rip-off of the Shadow, but still.
Kind of.
Yeah, but I mean, he was there to stop crime. In most, he has the bad guys, but he mostly fights the minions, and then the bad guy gets away.
Yeah.
Now in the Marvel Universe, they just slaughter the minions and then capture the bad guy.
Yeah. But I mean, can you? They made a movie, and it was a crap movie. In all fairness, they made a movie, Batman versus Superman, and I'm like, that movie could have been finished in 2 minutes.
I think the only part of that movie I really liked was the Batmobile, and that was about it. Hello?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Got distracted here a bit. Yes, Batman has nice toys. But none of the toys could ever give him a fighting chance against.
Well, of course he's got nice toys. He's got Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Catwoman, Talia al Ghul.
The misogyny.
Then he's got Batgirl, for fuck's sake. That was bad. Yeah. There was a girl, and she started out. It was. What's his name? Gordon's daughter. She figured out Batman was Bruce Wayne, so she forced him to be her teacher, more or less.
Yeah, to become Batgirl.
Yeah, and then they actually had a thing for a moment. I'm like, how the fuck? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, why would your dad be okay with this?
No, not even why would your dad be okay with it. I mean, I'm twice your age. You come to me because you want my training, and I think you're shit, but all right, I'll give you a training, and now suddenly I'm romantically involved with you?
Well,
Doesn't
it's
make
because even in comic books, those women want the resources.
But I don't understand why.
Resources.
Does make sense why Batman would go along with it.
There was just some poorly planned things, but I mean,
I'll be right back, guys. I'm sorry. I need a fast bio break. I'll be right back.
a what?
All right.
Oh, bio break.
Yeah, he's
Well,
got to take a shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say dropping the kids off at the pool. We all know that. Unfortunately, with those kids, you can leave them there and not come back.
Well, and the way I usually put it is I got to go water the toilet bush.
Or I gotta go drop a Kevin Logan.
I got to take the Browns to the Super Bowl.
Oh, I never heard that. That's a good one. But I remember back in the day when comic book characters, like I know the sites still exist, but most people don't care about them anymore, where comic book characters had rating systems of, who's strong, their abilities, who was their parents, and, their offspring, this whole tree of communication on how things worked. So you could just go there, find a character, look at their stuff. If it impresses you, go read all their comics. I used to do that with so many different comics. So it's kind of silly. You can do it that way. You're like, okay, well, this character interacted with this character. I like them. Oh, they're also involved in this. Oh, let me go check that out. Then eventually you're ending up reading all kinds of things legally online, legally. Of course, legally. But yeah, most of those comics from probably 10 years ago, I enjoyed the piss out of them.
Well, yeah.
I don't think I haven't gone to a comic book store in probably at least a year, and I went in there and I was just like shuffling through everything. I'm like, what is this? Who is this? They're like, and the people in the store just seemed disconnected from the characters as well. Like, people used to say, oh, the comic book nerd. You're the lucky guy. You get to spend all day with things you love. Now you look at those comic book guys and they're just trying to sell the merchandise because they don't enjoy it anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, I think part of it is because of the constant reboots, especially in the Marvel universe.
Well, I think it's got a lot to do with that social justice crap and that piss poor writing that goes along with that.
Yeah, maybe, but I really think it's the reboots that does more harm than the social justice crap. I think the social justice crap does harm too. Don't get me wrong.
No, you can reboot a series, no problem.
Yeah,
as long as you keep the character the same. Don't change the character. Just create a new arc. Let another writer take it in that direction.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is you can reboot a series as long as the story's good, and it won't hurt as much when they do the reboot. If you couple it with a shitty writer, you're just begging for a world of trouble.
The way that I look at it is, I don't know if you're familiar with these bands, but I'm sure Magnus knows. It's like comparing the political things in music from like bands like System of a Down. A lot of their old stuff, you kind of had to read in between the lines to find out what the hell they were talking about to go, oh, this is a deeply political thing. Or you look at Rage Against the Machine and there's no reading in between the lines necessary. It's just straightforward. Well, if you're going to be so straightforward with me and treat me like I'm a retarded and I can't understand or figure things out for myself, I'm going to go find something that makes my mind actually want.
No, but System of a Down actually put their political messages in where you could ignore them if you just wanted to enjoy the music, instead of having it crammed up your ass that far, like
Yeah.
Rage Against the Machine. Oh, Rage Against the Machine needs to sell a new album, so they're gonna get all political again.
Yeah, and they're just gonna, they're gonna probably jump on the new Antifa bandwagon, even though that's pretty much where they've been. Actually, yeah, they've always been kind of anarchist, communist. Fucking
Yeah,
trash.
and their music sucks dick. So
Oh, yeah, terrible. But
I love the Switch.
well, no, it's the. I was using that as an example of two bands that do things very similarly, but one you don't
Well,
have to become.
Modwayne, if you think about it, it goes back to what we were saying before. Like originally, the X.
Oh, you cut out.
You cut out, mate. Try again. Aww. And he's gone. He'll be back in a moment, though. I hope so.
Yeah, because I think he was about to get to a good point.
I hope so.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, well, no, what I was saying was it goes back to what I was saying earlier about the X-Men being kind of a social commentary on racism,
Yeah.
only used with superheroes.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Like
but
Russia.
at least you could kind of ignore the political stuff because the story was at least entertaining. You didn't have to go, oh my God, look how political this is. You could just kind of ignore it and be like, yeah, I like the story.
No, Magnus, I'm gonna have to interject right there because most of the Marvel X-Men thing has been, free mutants. Treat mutants.
Yeah. But that is the political stuff Magnus meant. I mean, don't forget that, especially in the X-Men storylines, it was very often about how mutants were being oppressed and they needed to find their place within society. And then in the end, there even was the Genosha. Well, not in the end, because that's also way back. There was the Genosha storyline. So basically, the mutants were the new black people. And
No,
they
I wouldn't
did.
say the black people. They were just the new social outcasts.
Well, fair enough.
Well, no, but they made it parallel to the way racism was. Just people hated them just for being different. That was kind of their way of making that commentary on the whole idea.
Yeah,
And-
do you guys see how stupid this is? They're just people. There's no reason to hate somebody just because they're different.
Yeah.
That made perfect fucking sense. That's a good message.
Yeah.
But
And
the
they
way
did
that
it-
they want to go about it nowadays is just going to be frustrating and annoying. I don't need things fed to me with a spoon.
But that's the thing, though. I mean, if you look, what's it called? There's this cartoon. I think it's from not Comedy Central, Cartoon Network. How do you call it? It's about those gem girls.
Gem girl.
Oh, that Steven Universe shit.
Steven Universe.
Oh.
Which is still crap, but it's not. It's crap because it's simply not good, not because it's holier than thou.
I watched a couple episodes. I did actually enjoy the Steven character. I didn't really care for any of the gem people. They seemed a little bit too over the top for me. But Steven's general clumsiness, but willing to persevere, made him a good character.
Yeah, so... Oh, sorry. It still brings a lot of the social justice talking points, but not the holier than thou attitude.
Psycho, I have to say, though, I think I'd rather go back to being spoon-fed instead of them shoving a fire hose up my ass and getting it up there that way.
Oh, well, that's not going to happen there. They're not going to force a product on me. It's just I'm talking about, you're talking about being spoon-fed the story or whatever. Yeah, no, with social justice, they want to just cram the fire hose up your ass and twirl the knob until you look like a fucking sprinkler.
And unfortunately, Marvel did go that way with a lot of their characters.
And that's why people like me, who's probably spent thousands upon thousands of dollars, have walked away. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to play video games. At least then I don't hear it.
I never understood it. How the fuck did someone say, oh, you know what? Let's make Miss Marvel a Muslim?
That wouldn't bother me. No, honestly, that wouldn't bother me if that wasn't her identity. If they didn't make her... introducing Muslim Miss Marvel. No, Miss Marvel can be a Muslim,
Yeah, if
but don't make that her identity.
either she
Well, I
would-
mean, here's the thing: they've had Middle Eastern characters in, Middle Eastern and Muslim type characters in the comics before.
oh yeah,
It's
And
just
Christian.
it's just now they're being complete assholes about it.
Yep.
That's where they fucked up. I mean, like I said before, in the New Mutants, you had like one chick from Ireland, one was a Native American girl.
Mhm.
Fucking Mirage was Asian of some kind, but I forget what. Not Mirage, Karma. I'm sorry. Yeah, and then you had the hick from Kentucky, Cannonball, or Tennessee, or wherever the fuck he was from.
Yeah.
But they had this different range of nationalities and ethnicities to
Because they
deal
were
with
different
in.
characters.
Huh?
They were different characters. They were a character first. They
Yeah.
weren't the storyline. They were a person.
They were diversity that grouped up, not a group that became diversity.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, wait, hold on. We need our token black. Like South Park, they literally nailed this years and years ago with literally naming a character the only black kid at school, Token.
Yeah. How many people don't even recognize it? They don't realize it. How
Yep.
fucking brilliant.
Go get these people before they got indoctrinated by SJWs, 10 years ago, or even like 5 years ago, back when they were probably watching South Park because it was edgy, it was cool. And tell them now that they've become, socially dead to the world,
Yeah.
and have them watch that and say, is this not funny anymore to you? It's so offensive. So
Yeah.
this show hasn't changed at all.
No.
Who do you think
You
is
have.
wrong?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
The show hasn't changed that much. You have.
Oh, if anything, I think it's got even more in your face because it went after them, and that entire thing, it really tickled my pickle.
Yeah.
I was just
the
like,
whole reality,
space.
the character reality, and all that.
Yeah, the whole safe space and PC principle, that whole thing. I was just like, this is brilliant. We needed you. Thank you, South Park, for coming around again.
Yeah.
Now we just need those damn normies to watch again.
Yeah, but they won't. But it's. I mean, South Park has been breaking a lance for shit like this in the past before. And not just South Park, by the way. I mean, even The Simpsons. Though
Yeah.
not as much, but still. Yeah.
The Simpsons are, I hate to say when it comes to those two shows, The Simpsons is a little bit too mainstream because
Yeah,
it is
they're
on Fox.
Yeah, they're nicer. But they still have strong political commentary from time to time.
Well, I think the problem is most of the time recently it's just become too satirical rather than actual, or no, not satirical. God, I'm trying to think of the word. It's lost the satire of it. It's now just, gone retarded. Like, hey, you know what'll be pretty good political satire? Let's draw the president in a diaper. Well, how is that edgy or cool or fun? That's
Yeah,
a boring joke.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. As I said, once again, I want to be engaged. I want my mind synapses firing. I want to have to maybe think about it for a second. And I definitely don't want it predictable. Jesus Christ. That's the problem with a lot of these new Marvel. Or not just Marvel, but comics, period. Is they're becoming predictable.
Yeah.
Well, and
If you can-
the sad part about it is I've actually got a joke that I tell constantly that it tells you just how quick somebody's mind actually is. Actually, it's two jokes. It depends on, like, if I walk into a truck stop, if somebody says hi or hello, I've got two different responses just to see how fast their mind is. If they say hi, it's like, are you now? Boy, I wish I was. My day'd go a lot easier if I was. And the other
Yeah,
one is the other one is when they say hello. I'm like, is that Spanish for Jello?
Yeah, those are pretty good.
Yeah, the first time maybe.
But but I get to tell it all the time because I constantly travel. I never see the same faces twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever people are like, "Hi," I'm like, you offering?"
Okay.
Yeah, the world is here for my enjoyment. If I'm not making myself laugh, it's not worth my time. If I'm not enjoying myself, what am I doing?
Well, but that's just it. I mean, social justice is all about making yourself and everybody around you fucking miserable.
Yes, but I don't like that. You guys see me all over everywhere. Does it seem like I have when you read my comments, does it seem like I'm a terrible person going through a terrible amount of strife in my life? No, because why the fuck do I want that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you get enough of it just in your everyday existence. Why would you want to create more?
Yeah. It's like when your girlfriend or wife says, oh, you go, hey, honey, how was your day? And then you get 30 minutes. When she asks you, hey, how was your day?
That was good.
Yeah, it's fine.
I know.
Yeah, but
anything
women have to talk about shit because that's how they sort through their thoughts. But remember, gender's a social construct.
No, it's not. But in all fairness, we think by talking. Most people think whilst they talk. And then when we hear ourselves talk, we're like, oh, wait a second.
I do most of my thinking while I'm taking a shit, but that's just me.
Yeah, that's just you.
I spend most of my time in online communications and comment sections. So, yeah, I get to think a lot more while I talk.
Typing is a form of talking too, by the way.
Modwayne, that comment about me thinking while I'm taking a dump, that's why I still use that old line from the Church of Subgenius, calling the bathroom the extra meditation chamber.
Uh-huh. But you're not supposed to flush your ideas.
Well, I didn't say that those were the ideas. That's just the product. When you're doing heavy thinking, the waste product kind of has to leave.
So, okay, sidetracked. No, but we like to think that we are the thinker-based society. But in all fairness, most people, nearly all people, either they're specifically thinking on a certain subject or they think whilst they talk.
Well, and Modwayne, I have to
most
say,
people simply follow.
How many more people in the world do you think would get the idea of Rodin's statue everybody calls the Thinker if they'd take him off that rock and put him on a toilet?
Yeah, but then they would probably...
Wait, that's a rock? I thought it was just an old-fashioned outhouse.
No, the Thinker is a statue.
Yeah, I know, but I thought he was actually sitting on like an old-fashioned, toilet thing.
No. They didn't on purpose remove the S.
Oh. I thought that was like I thought that was like one of those space toilets, just a tiny little tube.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, the funny part about that is that's actually supposed to be a statue of Dante from Dante's Inferno.
Yeah.
Which was that was a great read.
Yeah.
Very lengthy.
It's got one of the best ancient fart jokes I've ever read.
Really?
You've never read Dante's Inferno? Seriously?
I read it. I don't remember the fart joke.
Well, no, it was when the demon farted and the other three saluted him or whatever and walked off.
I can't recall. Sorry.
I don't remember.
Hey, Cheshire, how's it going?
Not bad.
Hey, Cheshire.
Is there another cunt in here?
Fuck off.
Nice of you to come just before we close.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Well, you know what time we start, mate. You're 1.5 hours late.
Well, I was just busy. I only clicked on pretty much just now. Oh well.
That's okay, mate. You're welcome when you come. You know that, right?
Oh, aye.
Well, I need to start doing Magnus Hangouts again, just so I can talk about shit like this.
Yes, you do.
It is a good hangout. I still don't like the fact that I have to beg people to come, but other than that, it's a fun thing.
Yeah, I try to show up. Well, yeah, but, I mean, you don't ever get a hold of me on Discord.
No, that's true. I don't do Discord. That is true.
Yeah, I don't do Twitter.
Well, I mean,
See, on Discord, you only get to talk to me because I allowed you to.
we have also
Twitter.
Skype.
On Twitter, I have to stop people from talking to me.
No, I just ignore. No, I don't ignore people. I just don't really look at Twitter that much. And eventually, people stop talking to you.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Skype because it's a garbage program.
Skype, that's easy.
I know, but it's garbage.
Yeah, it is kind of AIDS.
No. How dare you mock AIDS that way?
Yeah, to
Well,
be fair.
there is always Minds.
Mm.
Yeah, okay.
You can find me on Minds too.
You can find me on Minds too. It'll take me a couple days to get back to you.
Yeah, there is that.
Well, hell, I've got a Gab profile, and I haven't been on that fucking thing in about 3 months.
Yeah, I made the Gap profile and I haven't been there since.
You could probably also find me on ChristianFarmers.com.
Oh, so that's how they grow.
No. That's how you hook up with their daughters.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I thought it is
Well, yeah,
like a farm
and-
where they grow Christians.
usually the
That's
people who
right.
are the most sexual. Well, no, I was going to say usually the people who are the most sexually repressed are the ones that are demons in the bed.
Yep.
I thought you were going to say the most sexually repressed are usually talking on like the fucking Guardian or something like that.
Oh, no. The most sexually repressed are the ones that are like, once you get them in the bedroom and get them to let their hair down, you'll probably be banging on the door going, "Let me out of here!"
As they put the hockey mask on.
But speaking of comics, so you heard that Nick Fury tried to kill Pepe?
Oh, fucking hell.
Nick Fury?
Nick Fury tried to kill Pepe.
No.
The
Yeah,
original creator.
Nick Fury.
Nick
The guy
Fury.
he's the creator of Pepe.
Yeah, the guy who wrote Best
Yeah.
Friends Club or something like that.
Yeah.
Boys Only Club, I think.
Yeah, something. That's it. Fucking hell. What an idiot.
No, well, I wouldn't even say that though. I mean, Pepe has been going on for quite a while. He let it happen. People started bitching and moaning to him because of it, so that's why he killed it. Basically by saying, "Look, I did something, but they're ignoring me, and they should."
I know. That's what I was going to say. It's stupid because, like, whether he actually got told about it or, you know, people did just fucking moan at him about it.
No, he actually spoke out about it in the past. That he's like, "Shit, it's cool that it happens. Whatever."
Yeah, I think Mod Wayne might be right on this. He's just saying, okay, well, see, it's dead to me now. Anybody else who's using it is doing it of their own volition.
Yeah, but now.
But in the past, he spoke out on how he didn't mind it being a bad thing.
Well, now they've made Pepe a martyr, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only furthered Kekistan.
Yeah.
You done murdered our prophet.
Fucking hell.
SJWs literally murdered our prophet.
Yeah.
You can't tell me Kekistanis are not more oppressed than that.
That and to think that it's only a joke came from a stream of Sargon.
No, it came from 4chan.
No, the Kekistan, I think he's on about.
The Kakistan bit.
Yeah, no, it existed. It existed before him.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, then he brought it to the limelight, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's because most people don't want to go into 4chan. I can only go to 4chan like once a week because you end up just going through thread after thread after thread after thread, and then all of a sudden you notice you haven't eaten all day. You've posted way too many swastikas than you should have.
Like there's a limit.
Huh?
Like there's a limit. Come on.
Come on, I don't understand it though. I mean, yes, okay, swastikas, Nazi Germany, fair enough. But people
Yes, but I'm Jewish.
Yeah, but people forget that the swastika is way older than Nazi Germany. Hell, it's the same thing that people are upset when you say something like, haha, Gott mit uns. Yeah, that's on the belt of the Wehrmacht during the Second World War. Yes, but it was on that fucking belt for more than 200 years. And that you only take 5 years out of it says something about you.
Isn't there like an Indian symbol of peace or something like that?
No,
What's
it's not a
that?
symbol of peace, it's the solar wheel. It's the symbol of growth and strength.
Oh, that one then.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought it was like virility.
But yeah, fuck Marvel, bring back Dark Horse comics.
Oh, God. No,
There you
bring
go.
back Chaos Comics.
Ooh.
No,
Chaos.
let's just all agree. We need to bring back Verotic comics. Those were worth a damn.
Is that the ones with Howard the Duck?
Well, Verotic was the comic company that Go Nagai and Glenn Danzig made together.
Oh.
No clue. Sorry.
Glenn Danzig from the band Danzig, like a total goth.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like
Metal.
Yeah, they had good decent comics like Satanica, you know.
Yeah, Danzig made he made pretty much adamantium look like butter. He was just that metal.
Well, I'll believe it, but I have no clue.
Yeah.
I'm going to take your word for it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess to actually get back onto what the fucking subject of this shit was about, I definitely agree that it's just, like I said on a previous stream, Marvel just seems to think that they have to go for that imaginary demographic, like that fucking boiled down sort of idea. Yeah, like the SJ, like politically correct.
Well, no, but they just don't seem to understand, Cheshire, that the people who read comics aren't into social justice, and the people who are into social justice don't
Don't read
fucking
comics.
read comics.
Yep.
That's what I mean. But it's like a common theme that you see everywhere in like all sorts of different industries where it's they go after like they have this certain like fucking what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a control group, I guess, that they aim towards, but they end up missing the mark massively.
Yeah, but the thing, and this is what happens with cultural Marxism on every fucking front. They basically try to take away funding for everything that isn't to their liking. I mean, in the Netherlands, there were 3 journalists who complained about a website called Geen Stijl because that website is too sexistic. But they have no problem with websites actually showing naked women, which Geen Stijl doesn't do. But Geen Stijl has a program, for example, where you can rate something based on bots. And if something is good, it's lots of bots. And if it's bad, it's only 1 bot, stuff like that. And because it's female bots that they show, the show is sexistic. Oh, fucking hell. Come on, man. I mean...
Of course.
So now they actually started a campaign to try and get people to stop funding Geen Stijl by advertising, so no longer selling advertisement, no longer buying advertisement space at Geen Stijl, which actually is working.
Here's the funny part, Modwayne. You bring that up, and it reminds me of the time when the creators of South Park were on a talk show, like a late night talk show. And I don't even know why I was up, but they were talking about the movie they made, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
Great movie.
And they said that the ratings board was threatening them with like an X or NC-17 rating They said, okay, so we took the movie, made it like way worse, and brought it back, and they got an R rating out of it. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just took the movie, made it 10 times worse, and brought it back, and they were like, okay, rated R.
Yeah, because, but it's the cultural Marxism bullshit. I really don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody likes it.
Well, there are people who are actually pushing for it. Hell,
Yeah.
I made a video this week about. I'm going off topic here, but okay, sorry. About an old TEDx movie about an Israeli psychologist doing research on how there are no such things as male and female brains. Every brain is intersex. And she's
That was a good video.
Oh, thank you. But she's so full of shit. She's actually contradicting herself, actually saying she's contradicting herself, and then say, well, but I'm doing this because in the end it'll all make sense. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, but if I give something a different name and then in the end I'm going to say like, and because of that, and the name I give it, therefore that, I'm creating the storyline now.
Mm.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
it's annoying, and the worst part is there are actually people out there who believe this shit. I made a small thingy on Bill Nye the Sellout guy as well, not because I'm really that upset, but because I work with people with gender dysphoria. Well, I don't work with people with gender dysphoria. I work with mentally disabled people, and some of them have gender dysphoria.
Yeah.
But they see justification in a show like this. They think, haha, look, no, it's science. No, it's not science.
It's a
But
science.
here's the thing, Modwayne. Male and female brains have to be different, or we'd just feel like we were fucking ourselves, and the human race would have died out ages ago.
No. Male and female brains are different, but it has nothing to do with procreation. Males,
Well, that's at least part of it. You have to admit.
no,
It's
actually,
mostly survival.
it's survival. It's not. It's funny enough. It's not procreation. I mean, for that we only basically need our how do you call them, sex organs anyway. No. But males and females used to have, and still do actually, have different roles when it comes to the survival of the species.
Yep.
And because of this, males and females develop different skills.
All organisms from evolution try to develop one thing and one thing only:
Yeah.
better survivability.
Wasn't it that fucking... Oh, what was that now? You just reminded me ages ago, this fucking Marxist thing, and they were getting pissed off because they basically made their own community where it was basically no one had gender roles, and then it fucking eventually turned into the men were throwing fucking like firebombs, because it's like Antifa or whatever, and the women were fucking making them.
Yeah, because
You've
Even
tried
if
to eliminate it. Oh, sorry.
even if you want to say there are no gender roles, there are certain things men and women are better at.
I just
than
love
each
the
other.
idea that like guys no gender roles, and then it immediately fucking just turns into that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But then again, I'm not as surprised when Antifa people are full of shit and double standards. In all fairness, and I used to consider myself left-wing, and in a way I still think of myself as more or less left-wing, but the left is, I mean, the further to the left you get, the crazier it gets, and no one ever is allowed to say anything about it. I mean, we still talk about Nazi Germany, but we don't mention any of the other big killers out there. Nazi Germany wasn't even the biggest.
Yeah.
No, but that's the one they can always Godwin's law theirself into.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, if your main guy is Stalin and you're telling me I'm Hitler, that basically says me that I'm still a better person than you are. And Hitler was a fucking idiot.
Well, yeah, but
no good things
see,
about Hitler.
Hitler did the greatest thing it did something way better than Stalin will ever do, because Hitler was the guy who killed Hitler.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was hoping you were going down that road.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was about to say, Hitler did do one great thing for humanity. He killed Hitler.
yeah.
Exactly.
Well, no, I mean, there are things he did that were good for humanity. There's the Autobahn, the Weekend,
The Volkswagens.
Volkswagen. No,
No,
definitely.
fuck Volkswagens.
Well, good cars.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Why are they not?
I had to work on them. They are terrible vehicles.
No, they're not.
Get a Toyota.
Well, it's less work. I mean, a Toyota usually drives, but that's true for nearly all of the Oriental cars.
Exactly. So German
you just
engineering
said
is,
you just said something offensive, Modway, and you said Orientals.
yeah.
Fuck you. Listen, very. There's this. I mean, do you know the band, the act called Suicidal Tendencies?
Yes.
Now, there's one
Vaguely.
song, and I can't really remember the name of the song. But in the end, there's a small rant. It's going something like he says a lot of stuff, and in the end he says, "And if I offended you, well, sorry, maybe you needn't be offended. And here's my apology. And one more thing, fuck you." And that's basically my. I don't care if you're offended. People can get offended all they want.
I
What's
think
wrong about my argument?
I think that's what's missing from this generation. They don't have bands like Subhumans, Suicidal Tendency, The Ramones, Sex Pistols. They don't have that
Well, the
music.
Sex Pistols was a fucking boy band.
Yeah, but they
I was
were
about to
punk.
say. Oh, fuck.
No, they were still punk.
They were.
They were still whiny bitches.
True. And they were
But-
still a boy band.
But I can think of, like, I don't know if you guys listen to the Subhumans at all. They had a lot of this, down with the oppressive government kind of stuff, but there was a meaning behind it. They actually talked about why they believe this thing.
Yeah.
Now you got Antifa. You're a Nazi. Well, what makes me a Nazi? You
Yeah, because you
disagree
are.
with me.
Yeah.
Okay, but where does the fascism evolve from there? Well, I'm anti-fascist, and if I disagree with you, you're a Nazi. Well, no, that's not how lines of reasoning work.
Yeah.
If you're a cow, why? Because I'm anti-cow. And if I disagree with you, you're now a cow.
Yeah. And they actually think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, now I could easily use the same argument against Antifa. It's like I'm anti-asshole and you're an asshole.
But the thing with Antifa is, and I never understood this, but Antifa is basically the wrong name. Antifa is the new version of the Bolshevik movement. The Bolshevik movement is the reason fascism started in Italy.
Yep.
So-
and there's no reason it doesn't sound just like the word bullshit.
Yeah, well, that's
What
true.
they're
Well,
doing
and
is bullshit.
that was why one of the greatest jokes in MASH was when Klinger claimed he was a communist and he couldn't think of the word, and Colonel Blake goes Bolshevik, and he goes, "No, honest."
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me running.
Why,
No,
what,
it's all right. You ain't got the right plumbing.
what did you do now?
Oh, not me. Fucking, it's a British thing. Labour has apparently had their manifesto leaked. Ugh.
But Labour
Wait, what?
is no longer Labour. I mean, they're going to turn into the Communistic Party pretty soon, in all fairness, if they haven't already.
Well,
Yeah.
labor could refer to actual work, or it could refer to what they make you do in prison.
Yeah.
In the gulags.
Well, indeed, with Corbyn, it's the second,
Yeah.
and everyone recognizes this, and everyone sees it, and yet still, Oh yeah, you know what? Let's double down. Fucking hell.
Basically, all the fucking Marxists are out on Twitter right now, complaining about, oh, how can you ever go about Labour manifesto when it's got all this good shit on it? It's like, it's good for you guys, not for anyone else.
Yeah, and it's
Like-
not even good for them. I mean, as soon as they say something that drops them out of the in group, they're fucked as well. But that's
Right, Labour apparently wants to axe tuition fees for university. That's great when when most of the fucking working class don't have the qualifications to go to university.
yeah.
Or the ones that have already gone to university are the ones paying for this new breed of people who don't have to pay.
Basically.
Yeah.
Unless this whole free college thing is going to be retroactively made, I'm never going to vote for it.
You know, the
Well,
thing
actually,
is, I
I
don't
should-
even care about.
I got
college.
to share something with you. I got to share something with you guys. I'm at a very historical place right now.
Oh,
I'm on top of Donner Pass.
that doesn't say anything to me. Sorry.
Well, 50 people that tried to go to California but wound up stuck in the snow and cannibalizing each other trying to survive. Nobody survived.
Can't remember. Sorry.
Oh,
My American history isn't that good, apparently.
yeah, we have fun things in California. It's also fucking hot here.
It is not. It's 64 fucking degrees.
That's because you're up north.
Oh,
Well,
fuck
I'm
that.
staring at fuckloads of snow too.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
that's because you're up north where everybody has a cold heart.
you
They're all
guys
Oh
listening.
well, yeah.
Fahrenheit, don't you? So,
What?
Ah, shit. You guys use Fahrenheit, so I don't know how fucking hot that is. Probably.
Yeah. We use the thing that's not based
one of
off
these-
of water. Well, what temperature is it today? I don't know, mate. Let me go check the water. The water's a little warm. Let's say 40.
No.
The water is 40 warm. Yeah.
Isn't that? Are we talking about fucking badminton or something now? Or tennis?
We're just talking about Celsius.
40 water? 40 Celsius is pretty fucking hot. Jesus.
Yeah, 40 Celsius, you have a problem.
Well, you know
Not a small
what?
one either.
Just to compromise, why don't we all just convert and do it in Kelvin?
Damn right, Kelvin's the best.
Yeah.
It's all right. apparently.
If we're starting at absolute zero, we have no negatives.
That is true, but it kind of gets a little bit wonky when we start talking about how it's 120 degrees outside.
No, it makes perfect sense.
Well,
How many days are there in the year? There's more than frickin' 100. We can use.
Well, let me put it to you this way: if you start at 0 on the Fahrenheit scale, that's fucking cold. You get up to 32, that's just cold. Then you get up to let's say 50, 60 degrees. That's okay, not too cold, not too hot. You get up to 80, 90, 100 degrees. That's hot and fucking hot.
Mm.
No. We get 110 where I live.
Yeah, I know. I try to avoid that area.
you're breaking up again, mate.
I'm on top of a mountain. What do you want?
Well, get off of her. You're driving a car, for fuck's sake.
I'm not driving a car. I'm driving a truck.
Close enough. Fucking hell. It was 14 degrees fucking Celsius here like the other day, and I just curled up in a freezer somewhere. I can't handle it. But anyway, we're massively off topic. I'm probably over time.
Well, we're massively off topic because we're
Yeah.
basically ending up anyway.
But yeah, Marvel's cancer, and DC is 50-50 from what I've seen.
You know, the thing though, everyone keeps saying Marvel is cancer, and the worst part is, it's not Marvel's fault.
I know it's not Marvel's fault, but
It
it's,
went shit-shaped when they got bought up by Disney.
Mm.
You know, I blame Disney for everything.
Yeah. Well, they have more
Nice.
blood on their hands than a lot of people think. I mean, Disney Company is the main reason why America has these absurd protection laws when it comes to intellectual
Copyright?
yeah.
Or intellectual property.
Intellectual property and copyrights, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, 70 years after the person dies. What the fuck? What was
Yep.
wrong with 10 years? For fuck's sake.
Well, not only that, it wasn't even supposed to be after they died. Disney petitioned them for until they died. Before that, it was 20, 30 years on the open market, and it becomes free.
Well, it started at 10 years, but then Disney didn't like that, so they basically pushed for longer, and they got it, and they realized, like, oh, wait a second, we get this, so we can do this again. So they did it again, and again, and again. And the worst part is, the worst part is Disney got big because of stealing someone else's intellectual property.
Yep. Cinderella, Snow White, all those fairy tales are not
Steamboat
Disney
Willie.
property.
I mean, Cinderella and Snow White, I'm going to say, you know what? Those are copyright free. Not anymore, because now somehow they own it, which doesn't make sense to me anyway. But no. Look at the first big Mickey Mouse flick, Steamboat Willie, which is basically stolen from, what was the name? I can't remember now.
I don't remember, but yeah.
I can look it up. Wait a second. I can look it up. I know how to. I can Google.
Well, that's good because I'm running a bot right now, so I can't touch my keyboard. I don't play video games. I make them play themselves.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, you can do that.
Then again, I probably could have Googled it on my phone.
Honestly, all I'm thinking of right now about this entire conversation is just fucking Shane McMahon's intro. WWE. Money, 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 money.
Okay,
But,
Steamboat Willie is based on. Oh, for fuck! If I find it, I know it because I know the name, but can't remember it. Bloody hell! I used to be able. Yeah, this is my bad. I'm using Google. People, if I can say one thing and one thing only, stop using Google. For fuck's sake, they no longer earn their place.
Do you reckon like Bing or something will start being used more now because of that?
Well,
Bing is actually being used a lot.
stop and think about it for a minute, Modwayne. Stopping using Google would be harder than you think because all Android devices are powered by Google.
Yeah, but I don't really look anything. It's not so much stopping Android. It's don't use Google to look for stuff.
Well, it's either that or Bing, and I'm not going for Bing. I have to tell you that.
I never was a fan of Bing either, but I have to admit, it's a lot better. If I look at certain, oh for fuck's sake! If I look at for certain information on, for example, domestic violence, if I Google it, I get the same bullshit. If I Bing it, there is bullshit.
See, look at all that snow.
Look at all that snow. What snow?
One on the mountains right over there.
Okay. Wait a second. I'm going to put you as.
Holy shit!
Come on.
There's still snow here.
Why can't
Only
I?
like
Yep.
hundreds of miles away. I gotta cut you off. Run him off the road.
Well, I get that from Californians all the time, so it wouldn't be anything new or different.
Oh, the snow is going away.
Well, no, the snow's mostly on the mountainsides.
Hey, is this a 2-lane road or is this 2 1-lanes?
It's a 2-lane road. Most of our highways here,
But where's the other direction then?
somewhere else.
It's on the other side of the mountain I'm driving beside.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Most of our
I'm used to having.
Oh look,
the
now you
road
know where I'm at,
together.
Truckee.
Yeah, I know where you're at. You're right there. I can see it.
Well,
Yeah, a
no,
lot
I
of
just
our-
passed that. I just passed that city limit sign. Oh
A
great!
lot
Now
of-
everybody knows exactly where the fuck I'm at.
Yeah,
Wait,
no,
a lot of our highways here in California, we make them into separated highways because they plan for in the future, should they have to expand it to 3 to 4 to 50 fucking lanes because it's California, that they can do it without having to completely shut the thing down.
Okay.
Because if Magnus was prevented from going from Southern California to Northern California for 1 week, our state would be in so much shit.
Okay.
So they actually did do some decent planning. That lake is beautiful.
That's not a lake. I think it's like a river or something.
Oh,
Because
Well,
it's
you're
been going on for quite a while.
we got some pretty big lakes here.
The fuck
Let's see
you're
what-
actually driving?
What town did you pass?
I just passed Truckee.
I found the name of Steamboat Willie's original movie. It was a
Oh.
Buster Keaton film called Steamboat Bill.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that is the main claim to fame for Disney, in all fairness.
Mm.
And from that, the rest basically developed. Now, don't get me wrong; they made a lot of good stuff since then. A lot of crap as well, but they basically became big by stealing the works of
Really?
others.
Say
Sorry.
they rarely ever make original stories.
I
Yeah.
can't get over this, right? I can't get fucking signal on my phone in my own goddamn house, and fucking Magnus is driving up a motorway.
Yeah, can you
Oh,
imagine?
what?
It's even worse. He's in California.
I know.
Here in America, we have shit internet speeds except for on our mobile devices.
Yeah, because you have 4G on your mobile devices.
I have 5G. Shit doesn't work. Oh, that's it.
Hello?
I'm just gonna fucking.
Hello? So Magnus, apparently
Okay,
that
now
river
back.
was called the Truckee River. They were very original in that name.
Well, of course they were.
Hey guys, we got this river. Well, what's it called? I don't know. What's our town called? Truckee. Yeah, sure.
Well, makes sense.
But apparently it means that you're going off towards Tahoe or away from Tahoe. I don't know. I don't go up to Northern California. I don't have a soul on the ginger.
Didn't you go away from Tahoe? Didn't you say you were at Tahoe a moment ago?
No, I was in Sacramento a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Sacramento's like closer to the coast. Tahoe is towards the border with Nevada. Actually, it is the border. That's where rich white people go on their spring breaks when they don't want to get, kidnapped in whatever that place is in Mexico.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that.
Yeah, no, actually, right on the border of Nevada is where Reno is.
Reno. Where do I know that? Oh, wait a second.
Yeah,
That's
it's
where
got-
they gamble, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like Las Vegas, only smaller.
Yeah, and less mean, evil people. Because Reno's where you go if you're just wanting to gamble. Las Vegas is where you go if you're wanting that whole Las Vegas party fucking weird shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Reno is where the old people go to gamble.
Okay. So it's more relaxed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you're breaking up again, Magnus.
Oh, and the other good thing about Reno is even though it's not for, the younger crowd or the big money crowd, that's still where a lot of money is spent there, so they have really, really good restaurants.
Well, I was going to say, Reno is right close to where they decided to put the terminal my company has up in Nevada. So,
Right. So you visit it from time to time.
yeah, well, I spent the whole weekend here. I actually went and saw Guardians of the Galaxy while I was there.
Oh, that was good, wasn't it?
What, the old one or the new
Yeah,
one?
it seemed a little contrived, the new one. It seemed a little more contrived than the first one, but yeah, it was good.
I think it was only contrived because of what they were trying to do with Yondu. But we don't need to spoil.
Well, the only thing I will spoil is the fact that it did make my whole day. The fact that Chris Pratt called Rocket a trash panda. So
Well, makes sense. I mean, wasn't he the result of genetical engineering of leftovers?
Well, his brain was leftovers, but the rest of him was, just a raccoon.
well, he was like a genetically modified raccoon or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, Ren.
Hey,
Hello.
Ren.
Hey, Rin.
Hello.
Nice of you to come in, but we're not going to stay much longer, to be honest.
Oh,
You're a bit low, my dear.
I'm sorry. I am really sorry. I overslept. I work at nights, and because I work at nights, I sleep during the day.
Ren, I have always wondered, how is it you got associated with these people?
Well, Maud Wayne and Magnus Deacon, they're very nice people. Magnus always tells really funny jokes. He keeps me laughing. And, Maud Wayne, he is very smart. I really
I
admire
didn't pay you
his
for this.
intelligence.
I didn't pay you for this. I didn't pay her.
Okay, now I can understand you saying Maud Wayne is very sweet and nice. But we
Smart. She
talking
said
about the-
smart. She said smart. You heard it. She said smart.
But we must know a different Magnus. Because I know Magnus the motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know Magnus from the B list. We used to do Sunday fun days together until I started working on Saturdays and Sundays. And I wouldn't get back home until 6 a.m. So, like, at 6 a.m., it's like, man, I'm going to go to sleep. And I would never, ever wake up in time for the show. And, on Sundays, there have been times I didn't get home until 7 a.m. So I'm just sleeping throughout the day longer.
Yeah, but Ren, I've seen you in like hundreds of different streams with these gentlemen, and I don't think I even heard you say the word shit.
Shit.
You haven't seen her on Twitter.
Wow.
You haven't seen her on Twitter, my dude.
I don't do the twatter.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm fucking better than you. That shit
And
is
you
cancer.
called Kasparian.
Yeah, he went 100% Anna Kasparian on your ass there.
Yes. It's something that will remain. Because here's the
But
thing.
you did, Psycho. You didn't catch it when I said
You're breaking up again, mate.
it's missing is the booze. You have to supply that yourself.
What was that? You broke up.
Yeah, we basically only heard half of that.
Yeah, all we heard is booze, and that sounded like a good idea.
Well, I said Twitter is like a train wreck with porn and weirdos, and the only thing missing is the booze.
Ah, yes. I hear Tumblr is a lot like that too, but if I'm trying to look at titties and stuff like that, the most logical thing is just go to damn Pornhub.
There is
Oh
that.
no,
It's a lot of porn on Tumblr. Tumblr is a lot like Twitter. You pick and choose what you can follow. You can follow NASA. You can follow porn. You can follow, kittens, whatnot. It works similarly to Twitter.
Well, Tumblr's more like a 40,000 retardo-ton nuclear weapon.
Yeah, but you don't have to see the SJW nonsense. You really could just follow whatever it is you want to follow. It really is like Twitter. You know, if you see a lot of SJW stuff, all you had to do is unfollow them and follow, you know, normal people.
Normal people.
Are there any such thing as normal people on the internet?
Me. I was casted on the internet. I grew up in the days of LimeWire, Faces of Death, and shit like that. I remember.
Faces of Death. That's long ago. Hell, I remember when it
Faces
wasn't-
of Death. Do you mean the movie?
No. You had the videos.
The website.
Yeah, but that came later. In the beginning, you had the video. You had to actually buy the videos.
No, because back then you pirated everything, so you got pirated of those videos from a website that was called Faces of Death before the FBI made them remove snuff films from the internet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, this is the olden days, you know.
When we was young.
Well, no, I'm thinking of Faces of Death that's even older than that.
Oh, like an actual boot? No, this was literally
movies.
snuff films.
Yeah,
but this
that-
was
that was
Well,
also
yeah, but
shot.
no. See, the original Faces of Death was all kinds of videos of men, women, children, animals, anything getting killed.
Yeah, well, that's what the website was. It was nothing but a bunch of videos of people being killed. Like you would see them get their throats slit, you'd see them get their face shot in, you'd see them fucking be forced to swallow a hand grenade.
So
These are the
prehistoric live leak.
What?
Prehistoric live leak.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was back in the days.
Speaking of which, did you guys ever see that one video from India that the guy took on his phone where they found like some sort of a witch or something? You hear these guys fucking flipping out while the thing's chasing them.
No.
I haven't seen it. No.
Go to YouTube, type in India witch. There's a live leak video where it's funny as shit because you're hearing the guy like flipping out and speaking in, you know, whatever Hindi or whatever language they speak, and he's just flipping the fuck out.
Well, I'll look into it.
But
Hey,
yeah.
guys, but anyway, I know it's been a nice talk and whatnot. It's almost 2 a.m. here, so I'm going to start wrapping it up.
Yeah.
It sucks that I overslept. I wish I was earlier.
That's okay. You're welcome next time.
Well, sooner or later you have to sleep, so that's just the thing.
Don't we all?
Yeah, we all
No.
have to.
No, not my guild mate. I swear to God, the guy's always on. I log into the game. Oh, you're on. Log out of the game. Oh, you're on. Log into the game. Oh, you're on. And he's in the freaking Philippines. So it's like, dude, I know this ain't your time zone.
I subsist entirely off a diet of rum, cigarettes, and cocaine, so I don't need to sleep.
Whoa.
Uh,
I like your diet.
Anyway, anyone got anything they want to say?
Yeah, everybody subscribe to me. I'm 999,999,984 away from producing content.
Well, start producing content, and people will start subscribing to you.
No, that will
No,
break
no, no.
the whole ploy.
Oh.
I want the 1 billion subs before I go, hi, everybody, I'm deleting my channel.
Yeah, that would be stupid.
Oh, dude, the internet's meant for trolling.
True that. True that. And there I am trying to make actual good videos, and then I only have a handful of subscribers.
I do try to make good videos. Well, I do just mainly share my opinions over the internet.
Still, that's useful too, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
That sounded condescending. I didn't mean it like that. No, it is useful. So to have people give their opinions, because that way people know what actually goes on. Because a lot of people don't know anything more than what the news tells them, and the news lies.
Well,
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I try not to be one of those people that just mindlessly regurgitates everything on the news, because the news lies. So I think it's nice to have honest opinions.
Well, I'm probably not gonna wait for 1 billion, but you know, if there's enough people that are sub to me, that it does show that there's people that want to hear from me. Yeah, I'd produce content. But right now, there's so many talking avatar head YouTubers that, you know, you're 1 in a million, probably saying the same thing that somebody else says. Or arguing against the same thing somebody else is arguing against.
Yeah.
Unless there's an actual niche for me where people want to hear from me, not just talk to me. Like, you can talk to me anytime on Discord or whatever. It's easy to get a hold of me there. But YouTube,
I hope people are original. I hope I'm original in a certain way.
Well, you have a very original accent.
Well, at least that.
But
that accent's at least hundreds of years old.
Well, yes, but as far as in this community, let's get the re's out. Your accent's very uncommon, and you do talk from actual experience in dealing with people with mental disorders, which means you do add something to the table. You're actually in the field rather than, you know, a talking head.
I gotta do this because, like, well, if a dude can get fucking arrested on hate crime charges because he made a joke about his dog, well, turned his dog into a fucking neo-Nazi, then...
Yeah, that was funny too. Yeah, that's pretty stupid.
Oh, yeah. I am 100% sub to Count Dankula. That guy is funny as shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only reason I do it. But besides that, I'm just a semi-drunk British person half the time.
You're breaking up again, mate. No idea what you said. Anyone else heard?
Nope.
No.
Magnets. He may have just careened off a hill or something.
Well, he is in California, so.
Well, now he's dead.
Well, it is like the second most dangerous industry.
And on that note, I think we should get through the last of the things.
Yeah.
I got fuck all to say besides just follow me on Twitter, I guess. At Twisty Richie or whatever it is. Just look for random shit. I'll probably be there.
Well, I don't really have anything to say either. Next time, Rin, come earlier.
I know what your catchphrase should be,
Sorry,
Wayne.
I just overslept. You know, like I work at night, so I have no choice at all but to sleep during the day. So I end up missing a lot of shit.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just kidding, though. Real life always comes first.
Modwayne, I think I know a catchphrase for you for your signing off, and you'll totally endorse it. See you all next time, and remember, fuck feminism.
I do totally endorse it, but it's not usually something I would say. I say sometimes fuck feminism because sometimes they piss me off. But on average, I try to keep it clean. Which is more than I can say for them, but there you have it.
To be honest with you, Modwayne, your catchphrase should just be races don't exist or something like that.
Well, I mean that's more Carlos's thing, and I agree with him. There is just the human race. People find it annoying to hear it, but in all fairness, the thing that we call race is in all fact ethnicity, and ethnicity.
I totally agree with that. So to me, it's quite weird to compare, you know, attraction to white people. That's something as gay people being attracted to other gay people, when really there is a lot of things going on with their biology. Like a gay person has a different type of brain, or their genes are a bit different than a straight person. You know, there are things going on with inside of a gay person that makes them gay. I have never ever heard of a gene or that makes you attracted to a particular skin color, nor have I seen any anomalies in the brain that makes you attracted to a certain skin color. Skin color is not like eye color or hair color.
Yep.
Well, there is something that makes men desire Asian women. Asian women. You just look at them and you go, "Yep, yep, I want me some of that."
Talking about the science behind things. Madeline, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I wanted to say that it depends, though. I mean, yes, there are people who like this, there are people who like that. White women are pretty popular as well, always have been throughout history, to be honest. For the looks, obviously. So, yeah, there is that. But I'm not sure if that's something we should worry about. I mean, if we look at how black women see themselves, and this is an oversimplification, so don't get me wrong on this, but the we are better, the we are victim thing, you can't have both. And on black women on average, women on average have this look at me, I'm a victim mentality.
While I'm still better than you.
While I'm still better than you. I'm sorry, you can't have both. So yeah, there is that.
I haven't actually. I just bought the book. I bought the book Black Rednecks and White Liberals by Thomas Sorwell. I heard that it's good by somebody called Red Pill Philosophy, I think.
You're breaking up. I'm sorry, I can barely hear what you said.
Oh, I recently bought a book called Black Rednecks and White Liberals by Thomas Sorrell. I heard about it from a YouTuber called Red Pill Philosophy.
Okay, I have to look into it. Maybe
Yeah.
I have seen it. I don't know. But considering that it's 2 a.m., my brain isn't the sharpest at the moment.
Alrighty, Modwin, will you take it easy? I gotta go do a guild raid anyways. It's video game time.
Okay,
I play Guild Wars 2.
what game are you playing?
I am playing an incredibly old game called Rising Force.
That's
Oh,
not that old.
Wait, you've heard of it? Oh wait, yeah, you're in Europe.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
I'm
that too.
playing Guild Wars 2.
Guild Wars 1 or 2?
Guild Wars 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't care for Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, it was fun for a moment, but it didn't have a lot of.
It didn't have the keep like Guild Wars, the
No.
original.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I mean, it was fun to try, but and after a while, you've basically leveled, and I didn't even bother getting to max level because.
One thing that disappoints me is that I wish Guild Wars 2 comes with a mouse. I would have liked to just ride a really fast horse because Guild Wars 2 is actually really similar to a different game called Rift. Because with Rift you could also teleport everywhere, but with Rift you also get really fast mounts.
Yeah, but Rift is more an MMO, and Guild War is more. Well, it's also an MMO, but basically,
It's instance.
yeah.
I can't be asked at MMOs.
Well, that's what made Guild Wars 1 really, really good, is because it was all instance-based MMO.
Yeah.
But the way they did it with Guild Wars 2 is they made the open world too.
Yeah, they try to combine instanced with open world.
Yeah.
And either go one way or go the other way, but the way they combined it. I did like the fact that you could explore the maps and get to specific spaces that were special, and if you got them, you got an extra point for nothing really, but you could say, look, I went there. But that was funny, but at the same time, no.
Yeah, I think Terra captured that, what Guild Wars was trying to do better than Guild Wars did.
Yeah, I thought that part was a bit silly. Like, you could basically, level up and do fewer missions, basically. can really just go to these weird spots, and you have to Google how to go to this visa, how to get this visa, or you had to learn that this area you had to swim under water and swim under the mountains to get there. It's just quite weird because I'm used to you complete a mission and you level up as opposed to going for all of these weird places and crafting and leveling up.
Anyway, I've said a few times that I'm going to hang up.
Yeah.
All right.
I do love talking to you guys. Magnus didn't come back, so I'm going to hang up. Thank you, everyone in the chat. I hope to see you all soon. Sicko, Rin, and Cheshire. I'll leave it open for the after chat in a few seconds if you want. But I'm going to hang up. And bye-bye. Thank you all for coming.
Yeah.